couple of cars, number 5, 9, 24, and 48, to make an appearance too. That's Saturday, September the 11th in Kings Mountain.
Take it easy.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
And here they come. Crowd on their feet. Green flag in the air.
Playoffs continue at Richmond Raceway.
Trouble turn number 1. Kevin Harvick slides up and pounds the safer barrier.
Who will solidify their spot into the round of 12?
Checkered flag in the air. Sideways off the corner. And Alex Bowman wins.
It's the Federated Auto Parts 400 Salute to First Responders.
Saturday night at 6 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated number 1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Join Milton Baker for the West End Cell Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
And welcome to another Saturday morning sports talk with Kevin Hastings, Tom Stefani, and Terry Reinhardt.
Well, good morning, JP.
Good morning.
There we go. We got our audio going here live on YouTube, and for all our viewers and fans watching, good morning. Let's pull up our big room shot. Hey, there we are. Hey, it's NFL weekend, week 1, guys. Brought to you by Tom. You don't have your sheet ready. Where's your
I'm
sheet?
sorry. Get my sheet ready.
Late night for you, I know.
It was a late night.
We've got high school scores today. We've got NCAA predictions. We've got bad picks by these two fellas. It was a long video I had to make this week. I spent like half a day doing that.
Kevin, I got the big games right. Terry got them both wrong. I got them right.
That is so
Terry, did you get Georgia right?
That is
Terry,
so,
answer the question.
That is so immature.
Did you get the question right? I mean, did you get the pick right? Georgia, Clemson, did you get it right?
Tom, do you know anything about college football?
He's not.
Did you
answering.
get the other ones right?
Your Honor, make him answer the question.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of other ones right. I might have missed. I think I missed
of them.
Southwest Indiana Tech. I might have missed that pick.
You did.
Yeah, but I got the two big games right. Georgia, Clemson, got it right.
I'm glad
LSU,
you got that
LSU,
Georgia Clemson
UCLA.
right when nobody did nothing.
Well, I told
and
you.
everybody was talking about how bad Clemson was. Well,
No,
you know
no,
what?
no.
Georgia did nothing.
Clemson's not
I
bad.
get enjoyment
Sure.
in them
They've
bickering.
got a good defense.
Oh.
It just shows you how much Trevor
I'm
Lawrence.
glad we're
Trevor
here on
Lawrence.
a Saturday morning, Tom.
Trevor Lawrence covers Dabo's flaws. I'm just going to tell you, he's had a stud quarterback there for so long to cover him up, and now he's got a coach.
So he
now
throws
he's
one
got
pick.
a coach.
He throws
Now
one
he's
pick.
got a
That was the
coach.
whole game. One interception.
No, he's
Georgia
I'm just telling you.
offense did nothing.
I told
nothing.
You, I told you Clemson was good. But without that stud quarterback, we're seeing maybe he's not the
Maybe
offensive guru.
Georgia and Clemson both are overrated. How about that?
No, well, you just said Clemson's good, and then you said they're overrated. So which one is it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're both overrated.
Now, Tom, you've
Which
known
one is
him
it?
long enough. If you're
I know.
expecting any type of consistency from that side, that part of the table,
I'm just saying that I think we see how
he's
good
consistently inconsistent.
I think we see how good Trevor Lawrence was. And what
I
he
got
meant to
as
that team.
many right as Tom did.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna
because we went
gonna
5-5 on our ones that we picked.
The big ones.
Yeah, well, it's not the big one. It was your top 25 that you missed also, Tom.
I don't know about that, Terry.
I don't have the
to
exact
recount.
score. We're going to watch it in a little bit. We've got all the highlights from Tom and Terry's bad picks from last week.
Lordy.
This week, I get to join into the bad picks. So in the NFL picks, so I'll get to be on those highlights this week for some of that fun. We've had an NFL game already.
Sure have.
And we're going to break that down in depth in a little bit, Tom. But I just want to tell you that the first thing the Cowboys fan in the house said today, he was proud of his team, and
we are.
That's all you need. That's all I need.
All I'm
Pat
gonna
him on the
say.
back. He was
not
proud.
Very, not
good
very
boy.
proud of the defense.
Go sit in the crate.
Defense.
Dallas defense gave up 31 points.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We're going to talk about that later. Cowboys and Bucks were Thursday
won,
night.
Terry. They outplayed us.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
Oh, goodness. And then I can maybe prove that. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, yes and no, Tom. But, yeah. Well, we'll see who Terry blames. And I'll see
I
if
know
I
who to
agree
blame.
with. Oh, goodness. Here we go.
He's going to blame Zerline. That's who he's going to blame.
No.
Surely he's not blaming John Casey for this. I'm sure he's not.
I know who to blame.
All right. Well,
Tom, don't get inside my brain. You'll never be able to fit.
Oh, God, I get lost inside there. There's a lot of empty space.
There was a lot of sense in that last statement he just said. That's the best thing or most right thing he said in quite a while.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, though. We need to remember who makes this nonsense possible. It is Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Thank you to our friends at Friendship.
Yeah.
I hope they don't listen to you, Terry, because if they did, they'd probably pull their sponsorship.
Thomas, I'm still looking for my car.
Still looking for that dream vehicle, the donation. We're going to donate Terry a brand new Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, for me to publicize.
He'll get right back to you.
A lot of people see me, Thomas. Be a good thing.
They do. It's hard to miss you. You've had the same car for 28 years.
Well, Terry, as soon as Cash for Clunkers come back, he'll give you a call.
Oh, man. I hadn't heard that in a while. Cash for Clunkers.
He'll give you a call. He might have something for you.
Cash for Clunkers.
Well, also, we've got high school scores and updates today. I've got the power poll, working on it. Just a few minutes. We've got fan mail, Tom. Got fan mail.
Yeah, I got fan mail.
You want to read some fan mail from Twitter and the internet last night? No, it's been weeks of fan mail, Tom, of hate mail for Cinefani, and probably just you. Everybody likes Brent.
I'll be all right.
A lot of people don't like you anyway, Tom.
I know. I mean, when you umpire baseball and then broadcast a game.
Soccer.
It was kind of funny when Minnesota was beating Ohio State. I was texting my brother. and he was texting me about how much he hated that play-by-play guy. He goes, I hate that guy because he was. I say, well, yeah, I kind of understand why we get a little hate mail. If somebody's team's losing and they get mad at the announcer and take it out on him.
Well, I've always and talked to some of our former colleagues. They're kind of like that. That there are people that they tweet and talk and nothing about the announcers. And it's funny being in the business. I've never actually listened to the games and been like thinking about the announcers. I really had. The only one that ever bothered me is Vitale. He's really the only one that's ever bothered me to a point where like I have to turn it because they used to. You remember they did 2 broadcasts because of ESPN had it on the cable. The local people still did the CBS. Yeah. So I'd watch the CBS broadcast and watch whoever was doing those games. I just couldn't take him, Duke Vitale.
You either loved Dick Vitale or hated him. That's one or the other.
Well, right, and he was such a homer, and there wasn't nothing. He was a show. He's a show. It's not facts, and it's not like he's not breaking it down. He's like, hey, this is nice, wonderful.
He loved
Every
Duke.
kid's awesome.
He loved Duke.
It's Duke Vitale.
Yeah.
And so not a fan of him on that. But other than that, I can't name any other announcer that I've ever really had problems with at all. Romo's the greatest, obviously, but besides that.
You know what makes Romo good when he does it? He just knows football so well. I mean, him and Aikman, they just know because the defense will line up, and Romo's telling us this, well, this is going to happen, and that's what happens. And Peyton Manning will be the same way when in color commentary. And that's what's great about having a veteran quarterback do your color commentary because they know what everybody's going to do on any given play. So
I don't think
it's kind of
Peyton's going to end up doing it.
He would be great, though.
He would be I don't think he's going to end up doing it because
I don't think there's
today's
enough money.
Society, Tom.
Well, I like it when you got a quarterback.
They're going to this woke society is going to look up his past, and when you look up Peyton Manning's past, he has sexual harassment charges at Tennessee. They're going to look that up. A lot of people don't know that, but he does. And ask the trainers in the trainers room at Tennessee, and that's the reason why he hasn't done some of this stuff. Like you can go and do a commercial and there and do this, but there's some things. He's got his own show. He's making more money doing that. There's a reason he's not on there. Romo's getting paid well.
Yeah.
I do think that one thing that makes Romo neat about it, you can tell he likes the game.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He enjoys it.
There are some announcers that don't like the game, and a lot of people don't like some of the baseball announcers, or some of the basketball announcers, some of the older guys complaining because the way the games have changed and are different, and it bothers some of those guys. So there is a pushback on a lot of that now that I see and read online. But I never really just sit there just like, I don't like this guy. I'm watching the game. I'm worried about, I'm looking at the quarterbacks. And
so he says a name wrong. Who cares?
Right.
I do not. It's like everybody's pronunciation of names is all correct. No, it's not.
And what it is, when you got the big boys that are going to do a game, they're going to do a big time game. Oh, they're in there a couple days early. They're talking to
they have
talking
giant
to the coaches,
pronunciation
guys. Pronunciation guys, and they've
been doing this for a week,
and they're literally watching the game on the video. They're not trying to strain and see a number from 100 yards away like we are.
Yep.
And a lot of these high school uniforms, their numbers, especially you got a kid whose jersey's too small and it draws up a little bit, this numbers, and you can't see it.
Well, it happened up here when we was doing the World Series in baseball. I mean, one team was out there in, camouflage uniforms, and the people was like, I cannot read the numbers.
Right. Well, that's one thing they never think about is when they look cool up close.
Yeah, they look all right.
It's hard to see.
But they're almost never thought about what they look like in the stands.
Now, Cherville's numbers, white,
yeah,
white, deep blue numbers.
Yep.
You could see them.
Easy.
You could see them easy, but not everybody's like that.
All right, Tom and Terry, go over the scores real quick, and then before we get into a break and get into the Cowboys and Buccaneers. NASCAR, I got a little special prediction maybe from Logan coming up in a little bit. Logan Baker, he was at West Lincoln last night. Terry, why don't you start off with the Rebels and Ashbrook. Rebels moving to 4-0. No, 3-0.
Yeah. West Lincoln last night made a trip down to Ashbrook, a makeup game. They lost Fred T. Ford last week, so they had to reschedule one. Ashbrook was willing enough to give us a game, and West Lincoln comes out on top last night, 21-19. And congratulations to Coach Ponder and his crew going to 3-0 on the year. It was South Point out of South Carolina 51, Shelby 37, and I'll give Shelby a lot of credit. A lot of people would not have went after a team out of South Carolina to pick up a game, but they did, and they come out on the bottom 51-37 last night. But Kevin was telling me that they were way behind, like 37-7
halftime.
Yeah, and come back
and they got within a score. Brent and Jeff were about to jump through the window and getting excited there. And, last time they played, they got shut out.
Yeah, sure did.
So kudos for, Terry's in the feeling good about your losses business this weekend, Tom. So, of course, he's going to point that one out.
Yeah. It was Alexander Central 28, RS Central 8. Cherville loses to Chase 42-16. It was Crest 46, North Gaston 21. It was Watauga over Burns last night 28-20. Tom, tough loss there.
They led 14-0.
Yeah.
When I talked to them, they said they just, Watauga just took over in the second half, just dominated. They were actually up 28-14. Burns was 14-0, up 28-14. I understand there was a pick six, and then I understand they had the ball on 4th and 1. Of course, every 3rd and 1, every team's going to say we scored. When I'm talking, we scored. I was like, well, I'd like to think that. But then we had a 4th and 1 play, didn't score. You take a pick six, you got it to the 1, didn't score. A couple things don't go your way. So Burns ends up short, 28-20.
It was Bessemer City 36, Christ the King 8.
Good morning, JP.
Drone defeated Highland Tech last night 69-34. A lot of points put up last night by Drone. It was South Caldwell over Newton Conover 16-13. Asheville Irwin 28, Brevard 21. It was North Henderson 48, Black Mountain Owen 34. It was Bunker Hill remaining undefeated on the year with a 41-0 win over North Iredell. It was Maiden 27, Christ School 21. Daniel, South Carolina 42, Hendersonville 13. Hendersonville should have kept playing North Carolina schools. It was Patton 42, Freedom 6. Is that right? I think
42-6. Yeah, Freedom over Patton 42-6.
Yeah, 42-6. It was Pisgah defeating Pickens 38-14. Ashe County loses to Mount Airy 55-0. It was Robinson 22, Carson 10, Franklin 21, Swain County 14. And some of the other scores around the area would have been interesting. Would have been Andrews over Mitchell 26-14.
Yeah, so thanks, Terry, for those scores. We're trying to get Coach Pruitt on the phone. And I think if you're a Burns fan, I think they have to get a few things straightened out on the offensive side of the ball. I think some of it, maybe a little bit of the execution on line blocking. Got a young quarterback, you got to cut out the turnovers. And you got to, from what I've seen of, I only watched him first rate, didn't get to watch him last night, but you've got to be able to sustain drives. You got to be able to sustain drives, and they have not shown consistency in doing that yet. But, it's a young season, and that's what these non-league games are. You never want your team to lose. But if you're going to lose a long non-league game. Like Shelby's lost to South Point, it's not going to hurt them.
It's not going to hurt them.
And I'm sure they learned a lot about themselves and stepping up to the plate. I actually talked to some of those boys. I had a soccer match over there, and they were outside the field house. So I just said, hey, you guys going to play South Point tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, you coming? I was like, I'd love to see that game. I said, I have to go do another one. And I was asking them, and they said that South Point had a pretty big quarterback, 6'4", 6'5", like to throw the ball. And other than that, they felt pretty confident about their chances. But that's stepping up to the plate. You got to, stepping up to higher competition.
We got Coach Pruitt on the phone.
Okay, go ahead, Coach Pruitt.
Tommy, and we used that the game last night. You want to kind of get into like a little bit what happened?
Coach, it was a very, very good Chase football team. The McCombs and Boykins were really, really good. I'll talk about that. But first of all, I'd like to talk about your boys, who I was really impressed with was Cooper Sloan. I know you've talked a lot about him. He had an interception. He threw for a touchdown. He ran. He had 105 or 6 yards, somewhere in there, but they were all tough yards. I mean, he's just a tough kid. And then I want to say the other kid that stands out in my mind right now is Landon Hahn. who came back and caused that fumble after the interception, not giving up on the play. And I think he was on the receiving end of that touchdown from Sloan. So those are just a couple guys. Seemed like Grindstaff was after the quarterback a lot, was getting good pressure. So I was impressed with some of your guys. A few of the turnovers I know hurt you, Coach, but that game was more competitive than the score indicated.
I appreciate that, Tom. Yeah, our kids are playing hard. Can't always say we're executing. I know Coach Kelly had a comment about that the other day, but we've got to execute better in all phases of the game, just like you said, protecting the ball. Our snap probably was a little low, but when we call a quarterback run, Chase is probably looking for the hole before he's securing the ball. And like we always talk about with our quarterback, if we don't catch a football on a snap, I don't think the play is ever going to do very well.
Yes.
So that's just a little thing that I think happens in the game sometimes. You speed yourself up. You're playing really good competition. You're realizing that you've got to hit the hole fast, but without the ball, we can't hit the hole.
Yeah.
So, and that's not the first time we had that issue. We had that issue with Caden playing at quarterback. So it's just something we got to work through and get better at. Not having a game last week, usually coming off an open week's issue for us sometimes. But I really thought our kids played hard. We got back in the game at 14-8. Just couldn't slow running back down as much as we would like. I mean, other than the flea flicker, I don't think they ran a single play that we didn't prepare for. And we got to be a little more physical up front. We got to tackle better, blocking, tackling. Those things lead to success on the football field, and against a real good team, those things kind of play out. So, they were without probably their best offensive lineman and their best defensive lineman. We of course, have been dealing with our contact tracing. And then the other thing, which I applaud our kids on, if you're symptomatic, then you got to go through the process of getting tested. And it's, sinus infection season, and my usual sinus infection is usually coming down the road here probably the next few weeks. I got to take care of myself and get rest, but that's hard to do during this time. But one of our better players finally got his test results late yesterday afternoon, but that didn't help with that. And then you mentioned Mason. Mason didn't play very much in the first half. Mason's going through the process of becoming a Marine, so he's been at MEPS. And, he missed days and missed opportunities to get in the game plan. So he's a kid that plays hard, and he did some things. He got out on some special teams and threw a couple of good blocks. We got a lot of areas to improve, and now we're at our conference season. We are playing Patton on October 1st, so we still replace that Blacksburg game with a non-conference game after a couple of weeks of play in Shelby and East Gaston. So get ready for Shelby next week. And, Cooper made some plays where there wasn't a lot there. Our linemen have got to get off the football and get in a better football position. I'll be honest with you, the power play they run is the same power play we run. It looks a lot different when they run it than we run it. So we got to coach it up better, but our kids have to execute and play with better pad level and get more physical. It's just the way it is in the world we live in today. And we got some good teams in front of us, but if we can improve in that area with the skill guys that we have, I feel like we can hopefully do some good things this year as we go into our 1A part of the season too.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, by any ways domination up front. I thought, especially on the defensive side of the ball, your kids really got after it. And there were some times where I felt you blocked very well on the running plays, and there were times, like I know what you're talking about. The timing's off, the execution's off just a little bit. But if you ask me, after watching you guys play, I agree with a lot of what you say. You're maybe a few tweaks away from being very competitive with a team with, like, Chase has got a lot of athletes. I know Coach Cogdell told me they had a lot of issues with protocol, and they had some guys missing. I think maybe they only dressed like 31 or 32 guys last night because of protocol issues, and they had those same issues against North Gaston. But I really think that, the kids are buying into what you're telling them, Coach, and they're playing so hard, and that's what stands out to me, that Hahn, when he caused that fumble, I mean, he chased that kid down. He chased him all the way to the other side of the field and caused that fumble and got the back for you guys. And that's just hard to coach. And when you see that kind of fight, and like I said, I saw that fight in Sloan and Miller. I think can be an effective runner too. I know what you're talking about. Maybe there's a time or two where he feels he has to speed it up just a little bit. But between Sloan and Miller and a couple other guys I saw carry the football, I think that the offense has a chance to be really good moving down the stretch.
Yeah, I think Gavin Cease. We're playing him both ways.
Yeah, Cease is another one.
We
Yes,
got number 12. We got him a couple of carries last night, and we got to get a little more, maybe 2 or 3 dimensional. Last night we threw out the option play and pitched it for the first time probably since I coached in 2002. Back in those days, we had Ben Laster running the option. And we did a couple good things with that. And actually that touchdown play come off of the option. We thought they would bite, got in the game. And, Lord, we're seeing a lot of man for man. Wasn't quite prepared to see that. We got a new tight end. It was good to get Kane Cash back on the field. He hadn't got to play the first 3 weeks of the season. 2 weeks he couldn't play, and then 1 week we get canceled. But thought we had some opportunities maybe to get the tight end involved in the passing game. But those are things that we hopefully can improve upon and get better from week to week. And I think our kids are playing better. Obviously, we played a really good team that's probably going to end up somewhere in the top 10 rankings of 2A in this state before the season's over. And, of course, we got a couple more of those types of teams on our schedule. But like we talked about to the guys last night, what we got to really focus on is getting ourselves better. And those 1A games are going to be the things that determine the fate of our season. And we got to get ready for Thomas Jefferson's best receivers in Highland Tex. And these games with these really good teams are just going to make us better. I mean, West Lincoln obviously is undefeated. Chase is undefeated. And we played an Avery County team that lost by 3 points last night to McDowell. So I think we've played good competition, and our kids are buying in, like you said. And they're a great group to coach. I mean, they really come to work. And though Labor Day was this past week, our attendance has been the best at practice that we've had in a long time. And I think our group we're small in numbers too. I mean, we had an issue with our schedule this week, and we had practice on Wednesday. We did JV practice, which is nice to get another JV game, and we'll host a JV game this Thursday at 7 o'clock with Shelby. And we had a group go over after the middle school game. My son plays middle school, so I got to try to take in a little bit of that. But by the end of that practice with a couple of guys heading to do some baseball and stuff, we were under 20 guys working on getting better for the game. So our group, I think there's not a lot of dead weight. I think everybody hopefully can contribute, and everybody accept a role and makes a better football team. That's what we're going to do.
Well, Coach, I want to speak of one thing, and I like the Coach Pruitt that I'm hearing coming out of you, because when I'm always around the coach, a lot of times they'll be just mellow and everything, but I saw a little bit of grind there when you first started about, hey, they running the same thing we do. Look how they're doing it compared to how we're doing it. That's what we should be doing. You know, sometimes when you see stuff like that, it puts a little bit more as a coach. Look, guys, stick with it. Stay with me. This is how we should be, and I like that coming out of you, Coach.
Well, it's just the simple fact that we can be better, and we're going to get there. And we got to find the right pieces. We're still working on that. And, I can say since the first week of the season, I have not had every player and every coach at a single practice because of the situation we're in with our COVID. And I think our kids are doing a good job, too, wearing a mask in the locker room, wearing a mask on the bus, doing things well away from the game. So it's just a situation we're in right now, and we'll keep working through it and keep persevering, and hopefully good things are going to happen for this team as we get closer to the cooler months here. It's nice to get up and it's cool in the morning. It's going to be nice to go up on Grandfather Mountain today, and I might need me a long sleeve shirt and get ready for another week of football. The Lord's blessed us with that for sure.
Yes, it is.
Well, Coach, before you go, of course, we got to get your predictions for the game down in South Beach today.
Okay, well, we're playing, so I got a good feeling about that game in terms of the way we're going to play. Will we do enough to win? I hope so. But, having Coach Ponce back as offense coordinator And if you hadn't got a chance to read, I read a part of it yesterday. Ethan Joyce, who covers the Mountaineers in the Winston Journal, he did a story on Latino football coaches. And I think in college football, 1% of all football coaches are Latino. Coach Ponce is in that group, and he's just a great leader and a great coach. And it's great to have him back. So I'm interested to see how he dials up some plays. The guy who helps him is a former player at Starmount, a little kid who actually used to play softball with his dad. Remember him running around. And it's just crazy as you go through your years and the people you work with, the people you come in contact with. And it was awesome last night to see Mark Latham on the sidelines. Former coach at AC Reynolds, coaches defense, Coach Rapper brought him down, and Coach Condra still got him working. Just to see those guys that's been coaching for over 30 years and doing the things with their kids, it's just a great time to be a coach. And it's good to get to see people and have it in more of a normalcy being in the football season when it's in the fall than what we experienced in the spring. So just glad that we have the opportunity to play, and looking forward to another Mountaineer win. If they don't win it, well, people say, well, they weren't supposed to win it, but I think in their minds they feel like they can. So let's go get one.
All right. So Mountaineers 66, Hurricanes 3.
I'll take 24-22. How's that sound?
Hey, that'll work too, Coach. I like the spirit. All right, Coach. Well, you have a good Saturday, good weekend, you and your family, and go Mountaineers football. And
all right, y'all have a great one, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Y'all take care today.
All right, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Coach Tim Pruitt and Trevor Lyman. Next few weeks, Shelby away. Now, at home, East Gaston. Then they replaced, Tommy said 10-1, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at it online right now. That is the Patton at home, and then they'll be at Highland Tech, and then home against Thomas Jefferson.
That's really when their season really starts there.
Yeah, and I'm proud of him because that's the first time. A lot of times, like I said, we get coaches and they'll just be mellow, but he was like determined. We're going to get better. We saw them doing things, and like we are doing. And we should be like that, and I like that. Because when I coach, I did the same thing. I mean, you got to be determined that we're going to get better, especially after a loss.
Yeah, and I will say this. McCombs and Boykins, they're two skill players. And I want to say they had another kid, number 9, I'm trying to remember his name. It was a little bit different, started with a D. But they had 3 or 4 skill players that were really good, Terry. I mean, really, really good. That Chase team has got a chance to go pretty deep in 2A. If they could stay healthy. And like I said, I was talking to some of the coaches because I know Jordan Rumsfeld and Coach Cogdell, they used to work with them over at Burns. And they said, we got a couple more guys that'll be coming back off the protocol. And when they do, if they hit their stride going into November, I like Chase's chances in the 2A, Terry. I think that they've got enough athletes that they can play, like, say, with a Shelby. You know what I mean?
The biggest issue, Tom, is going to be, to me, this could be to anybody, is that they've already cut it down from 8 to 4 champions now.
Yeah.
So now that just made it that much harder. And then, Terry, what if the streak ended during a playoff game? If it's at Chase, it'll be the biggest party in ever up.
Oh my God, they'll burn it down.
And but if it's at Shelby, it'll be the best bus ride back up to the farm ever as well. So. It would be a big story. Shelby's playing well. They gave South Point a good run last night. Real quick, I'm going to give this. Let's do the schedules. You guys got a yellow broadcast schedule somewhere. I think Tom's got it, and I've got it up on the screen too as well. We'll go through this. I'll go through the Cherryville schedule real quick with that change, and then see if there's any other changes I have right now. I think that's the only one so far. So right now, next week, Cherryville at Shelby. East Gaston at Cherryville, September 24th, October 1st. Instead of Burns at Bessemer City that week, we will have what he was just talking about, Patton at Cherryville. So Patton at Cherryville instead of Burns at Bessemer City on WCSL. Cherryville at Highland Tech, October 8th. Ironman hosts Thomas Jefferson, October 15th. October 22nd, they host the Bulldogs. And then October 29th, Ironman at Bessemer City, the Battle of the Belt. All right, over in Waggy, Bessemer City at Jefferson next week. Then we'll have Shelby at Jefferson, then Jefferson at East Gaston. Then we'll get on the Chase tour. Brevard at Chase, Chase at Polk County, Patton at Chase, and RS Central at Chase to finish up the season. Now, Terry, I'll let you handle the Lincoln County games the next few weeks.
Yeah, September 17th, Bunker Hill at Lincoln. The 24th will be Maiden at West Lincoln. October the 1st, Bandies will go to Lincoln. October the 8th, West Lincoln travels up to Newton Conover. October the 15th, St. Stephen's at East Lincoln. October the 22nd, Maiden comes down to Lincoln. And October the 11th, last game of the year, Lincoln will go to West Lincoln.
Now, Terry, with this said, next week's schedule, in every week, every one of these schedules has changed every week at some point. So this is what we have scheduled. It could change. Now, next week, one game, if something happens with this Bunker Hill Lincoln game to look at, Terry, Bandy's hosting West Lincoln. How do you see that game and that matchup? They're no longer conference foes, so it'll be a good matchup, but it kind of doesn't matter, I guess.
Well, West Lincoln right now, and I'm giving them all the credit in the world because time of possession is huge.
Mm-hmm.
West Lincoln is not a prolific scoring team, but we're going to keep the ball about twice as long as we're going to be able to give it up. When you get it, whatever time that you got it, then if we get it, we're going to double the time back down on you. But West Lincoln going to be a tough game against Bandies. Bandies is pretty good, just like Maiden. Both of those squads are. Should be a tough battle. I'm not saying who's going to win. If West Lincoln keeps the ball, they're in every game. And so far this year, that's what's happened in a lot of their games. Possession time means a lot. And when you can never get the ball from them and they're going 60, 80 yards every drive, we might not kick a field goal or something at the end of it, but, we're going to have the ball for 8 minutes,
Right. Well, Tom, WOHS, game of the week. Now, with that Burns at Bessemer City game, that could be a reserve for Cherryville if something happens that week, or that South Point Crest game for the folks watching at home. Tom, we'll just tell everybody, next 3 weeks we'll feature scheduling right now the Crest Chargers.
Yeah, it'll be Crest at Ashbrook on week 5, the 17th. Week 6, the 24th, it will be Kramer at Crest. Week 7, it'll be South Point at Crest. That's October 1st. Week 8, October 8th, Thomas Jefferson at Burns. Week 9, October 15th, it'll be the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets visiting the Golden Lions. Week 10, the Hunter Huss visiting Crest. That's October 22nd. And the final week, October 29th, week 11, big one, Burns at Shelby. But I tell you what, Burns better get some issues straightened out before they play Shelby, because that's going to be a big game. It may decide the conference championship.
All right, Terry, let's read the scores, and we'll finish up high school football here tonight for the folks. And I'll go over the quickly updated power poll as when you get done with that. How about that?
All righty. Bessemer City picks up their first win of the year with a 36-8 win over Christ the King. It was Shelby losing to South Point out of South Carolina 51-37. It was Watauga 28, Burns 20. It was Chase going to 4-0 on the year with a 42-16 win over Cherryville. It was Drawn picking up their first win of the year with a 69-34 win over Highland Tech. Bunker Hill 3-0 on the year with a 41-0 win over North Iredell. It was South Caldwell 16, North Newton Conover 13. Newton Conover falls to 0-2 on the year. West Lincoln goes to 3-0 on the year with a 21-19 win over Ashbrook. It was Maiden defeating Christ School 27-21, running their record to 3-0. It was Crest 46, North Gaston 21. It was Asheville Irwin 28, Brevard 21. It was Daniel, South Carolina 42 over Hendersonville 13. It was Freedom 42, Patton 6. Alexander Central 28, RS Central 8. Andrews defeated Mitchell 26-14. And McDowell over Avery County 36-33. And, that game right there is very surprising because Coach Pruitt was saying how Avery County is. Avery County fell to 0-4 on the year this year.
0-4, you say?
Yes.
I'm going to pull up our my power poll real quick from this week, which I didn't get put. Is that it? Yes. I did, Terry. I thought I did because me and Shannon talked about it. Now, this is the poll coming into last night, and then I'm going to give you guys our update on exactly where we're at now, hopefully. And Terry's going to make news and notes over there.
Yeah, I know, because that Hendersonville just fell out of that top spot.
Yes, they did. They got beat last night, Terry. So they did fall out of the top spot. We're going to start number 20 now. So you're looking at last week's, folks. So the folks watching online. I know the folks listening can't see. So the folks watching online can see last week's Power Poll, and I'm going to give the updates here now as we go down the list, and then we'll see where are the adjustments. At number 20 this week, same as last week, actually, the East Gaston Warriors, Terry. So they actually stay in the same spot from last week. Then at number 19, the Hickory Red Tornadoes. They stay in the same spot, so they don't move. Neither team played. Now, just because you didn't play doesn't mean you didn't move in a spot. So we're going to have some teams that did. So don't fret out there, folks. Then we've got number 18, new to the top 20, Terry, for the first time this year. Congratulations on making the Power Poll. It's exciting to have them in the Power Poll, Terry. The Crest Chargers.
There we go. Finally.
Finally. We've got the Chargers in the Power Poll after, week 4? We haven't had the Chargers, Terry? Think about that. How many years has that ever been?
I know.
Not many. All right. Let me I've got the artwork ready for us. Let's go. Here you go, folks. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. We've had some ties through some of this. So Crest, Eastburg, Kramer, so 16 through 20, Terry, actually all have 1 point. Kramer at 16, Eastburg at 17, Crest, Hickory, and East Gaston. They all have 1 point apiece. Tiebreakers end up with Kramer at 16. At 15 with 2 points. The only team with 2 points on the season is the Thomas Jefferson Griffons. At number 14 with 3 points, they lose a tiebreaker to the number 13 team, which is Polk County. North Lincoln is your number 14 team. Polk County, number 13. Number 12, Kings Mountain. And South Point tie for the 11th and 12th spot. South Point wins the tiebreaker on defense. Both teams 2-1. The number 10 team in the Power Poll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Burns Bulldogs are number 10. They are the only team in the Power Poll with 5 points. They're 2-2 on the season. At number 9, the Shelby Golden Lions. 2-1 on the season. They have 6 power points along with Bandy's. Bandy's is undefeated. They win the tiebreaker at 2-0. Bandy's Trojans at number 8. Number 7 in the Power Poll, the Statesville Greyhounds. Don't get ahead of yourself, Terry. 3-0. Statesville with 7 power points is tied now with the West Lincoln Rebels, and you guys won the tiebreaker on defense, Terry. You've given up 33 points. Statesville's given up 44 on the season so far. So next week, West Lincoln will be our number 6 team against the number 8 team, Terry. So we got a big matchup on that front. Let's get on down here to some of these other teams. Number 5. How about the top 5? 3 teams tied in the top 5. And so the issue with that is, where we go? We have to do tiebreakers. So Hendersonville ends up in the 5 spot. They lost a game. The other 2 teams are still undefeated. The rest of the top 5, there it is, folks. Watch it online. If you're watching online, you can watch it on YouTube. Hendersonville's number 5. East Lincoln's number 3. Those 3 teams have 8 power points. So East, Hendersonville, and Maiden all with 8 power points. East wins the tiebreaker over Hendersonville, and Maiden is number 3. At number 2, Terry, the Bunker Hill Bears. 3-0 on the season.
That's it. Unbeaten.
9 power points. That means in 3 wins, 9 power points. That's 3A victories, Terry. Those aren't 2A victories. Those were 3A victories for the Bunker Hill Bears. And then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the number 1 team. Tom saw them last night. So does the Chair of Linemen. The Chase Trojans are the number 1 team in this week's Power Poll after 4 weeks of play on KTC Broadcasting. They are 4-0, Terry, the only 4-0 team on the list right now. The Chase Trojans are number 1 in your hearts and in your scorebooks, Tom. Let's see. They're 4-0. Bunker Hill undefeated. East Lincoln undefeated. Maiden, Statesville, West Lincoln, and Bandy's and Thomas Jefferson are your undefeated teams left over. All right, JP, I think we're ready now. Thumbs up. I ain't got the camera on there in there for you today.
Well, I just wanted to tell Tom.
You got a quick comment?
Yeah, that West Lincoln is better than Shelby, Burns, Kings Mountain, Crest.
And Crest.
Well, right now, I think that Burns has got to get a couple things straightened up if they want to move it up, and I think they will. Their coaches are working hard, but by their own admission, they'd say that some execution issues and things they need to straighten up. Got a young quarterback, and that's always tough. You lose a 3-year starter, and somebody else comes in, so they've got a few things to get straightened out. But they're working hard on. I feel confident by the end they're going to be moving on up in that power poll.
Speaking of executions, we're going to talk Brian Kelly. Did you see the news and the controversy on him this week?
I thought it was silly.
Exactly.
I think
we're going to get to it,
yeah,
Tom.
okay.
Top break.
I'm not allowed to talk.
Tom, it's called a lead-in. I'm trying to lead into the next segment.
I know you are, Kevin.
Now,
I know you.
Somehow me and Tom never figured that out.
Right. I know. 7-5 Cleveland County is after 4 weeks. We'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
Now open, the all-new BMC Toner Solutions at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. The new BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets just $14.99 for black and $16.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, and open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia.
Looking for a boat, RV, or farm equipment this summer? Carolina Federal can help with financing. Recreation loans are available for as low as 3.75% APR. Contact us today for more information by calling 704-435-0186 or online at carolinafcu.org. Or stop by our branch located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. At Carolina Federal Credit Union, we treat you like family because you are. Rates based on credit history.
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with so many athletics organizations to bring you the very best of everything sports have to offer. And we're also proud to bring so many great game day options to you crazy fans out there. Like the best meat in town, crisp, fresh produce, ice-cold beverages, and more. Whether you're loading up for that road trip or preparing for the homestand, we've got you covered. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Need a back-to-school loan? Well, you can get it at Basic Finance in Shelby. Since 2010, Basic Finance in Shelby has been financing those in need of a back-to-school loan, or maybe a small home improvement project, or a new mower. Loans from $500 to $7,500, Basic Finance in Shelby can help. Schedule an appointment today by calling 704-481-0111. Open 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Basic Finance, 306 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Shelby High School. And remember, golf on Saturday, church on Sunday. If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot. All during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America. 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin in the game.
Well, welcome back, JP. Good morning. How's your breakfast? What'd you eat?
I haven't eaten yet. It looks like
sausage, egg, and cheese on toast.
That's
Terry.
probably what I think I have in here.
I don't want your guessing comments. Terry, what did you eat?
I know something on toast.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you have, Terry? You don't remember what you had?
Yeah, I
Tom,
remember everything.
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese. He ate it so fast he can't remember. Bacon, egg, and cheese
Terry,
on
you're right.
toast.
I had oatmeal, liver mush,
and want to remind
bacon.
everybody.
2 eggs over easy.
Okay, now Terry's memory's coming back to him. I'm trying to read the advertisement.
No wonder he couldn't remember. His belly was just full of everything over there.
Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram bringing you Saturday morning sports talk. They're at 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship. Get yourself a new ride today.
All right. We got a Major League Baseball segment here. Then we're going to have some bad picks and football more coming up.
Closing in on you
in just a few minutes. I got to walk down the hall and get the disc. Can y'all be safe that I'm going to say you guys were talking American League Baseball. Can I come back and y'all still be talking American League Baseball?
That's a good question.
I'll do my best to keep them in line.
We'll see what happens. I don't know what they. Who knows?
Is he trying to say he has to babysit us, Terry? I think that's what he's implying.
Is what he's trying to say.
I'm saying I can't trust you.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
I
don't have to trust you, babysit. Go ahead.
Neither one of our teams is really a threat, although Cleveland at 69-70, they're the win one, lose one Cleveland Indians. They're 11 games back of Chicago. Looks like they've pretty much got that one sewn up. The Astros leading the West, though, Terry. 82 wins for the Astros this year.
And look at Seattle hanging around.
Seattle's hanging in there with 77 wins. And then when we look up here at the East, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays, and I think they've got 80. They got 88 wins.
88 wins.
And Boston with 80, the New York Yankees with 78.
Is that not something that it's hard for me to look at that and think, here's Boston, here's New York, and they're 9 and 10 games back.
Yeah, of a team that has no fans.
Yeah, nobody goes to the game.
Nobody goes to the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've kept that team in Tampa Bay so long. It seems like they would just put it in some Midwestern town who's crazy about teams and put it there and just let it take off. But
I will say
Tampa's got too much to compete with.
This little old last place Los Angeles Angels team.
Well, it's not last.
Oh, is it not last? Okay.
I'll fix it.
Maybe there's one more in that bracket.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, okay.
the
Forgot
Rangers.
Texas. Well, they're not going to catch Texas. Forget that.
They're not going to catch Texas.
But that's a bit difference. About 18 games.
That's crazy.
Woo.
Maybe Ohtani will get
Ohtani, yeah, he did. He hit number 44 last night for you, Tom.
Maybe he'll get traded to the Indians.
But do you know who's right behind him
Things
now?
you can bet your house against.
Yeah.
Ohtani traded to the Cleveland
to the
Indians
Guardians
for cash and a player to be named later. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Ohtani will never play for the Guardians.
Do you imagine how far his money would go in Cleveland? I mean, he could buy half the city.
He probably could.
Why
so
not?
Tampa in first, Boston, New York, Toronto, Baltimore, Chicago, Cleveland. The news is, of course, obviously in the wild card. Let's see what we got over here.
Toronto's only 2 games. Yeah,
there you go. There you go. Seattle one game back of all teams.
Yeah, Cleveland's pretty much out.
So
of
I mean, here's what shows you. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who you want to go get. Seattle is right there, one game out, and I would
5
love
teams within one game
for them to make it, just like Tampa Bay. They're so far ahead of everybody in there. They're gonna win that division, but I'd love for Seattle to make it.
So again, 5 teams. If I'm pulling for anybody in that, I'm also pulling for Toronto to make it. I always love their jerseys for some reason. I don't know why. I've always been a Toronto Blue Jay.
Are they still? Are they playing their home games at home finally? I lost track of that.
I think they are now, if I'm not mistaken.
It's hard enough to keep track of what's going on in our country, much less Canada. Let's scroll down and check out the National League wild card. And this is where the Cardinals got a cold chance. Going 4-6 your last 10 is not going to help, but nobody else is doing any better either. 6-4, 5-5, 4-6, 4-6, 4-6, 6-4. Cubbies went 8-2, but they're so far back that don't matter.
Yeah, but the problem for St. Louis is they're going to have to jump one of those teams. I mean, you're looking at facing 2 teams that are in front of you, and they're both tied.
We got to beat both of them, actually.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you win, you might gain on one and lose on the other one.
The Cincinnati Reds, though, tied with the how much money has the San Diego Padres spent? And they're the Reds right there with them. Joey V,
right?
Your favorite players, Kevin.
Yeah, San Diego has spent some money.
I'm glad you brought him up, Tom. I've got a stat on Joey Votto. I've got some interesting stats today for today's show. This was the other night. Two franchise icons homered in St. Louis. Joey Votto, at 38, became the oldest player in Reds history to hit 30 home runs in a season.
Congratulations,
So
Joey
Votto.
V.
Yeah.
Then Yadier Molina joined two other Cardinals as the only player since 1900 to homer in consecutive games at age 39 or older. Terry and Tom, trivia question of the day.
Okay.
Well, we're not giving them any prizes. This is fun trivia. Can you name the other two Cardinals who hit back-to-back homers as a Cardinal in consecutive games age 39 or older? One of them is probably an easy guess. That is my hint. All-time great slugger. The other one, not so much. Terry, give me a guess. Old guy first.
Old guy for the
Stan
Cardinals.
Musial?
Yes. All right, so we got that one. Then the next one, though, back-to-back homers, the only one since 1900, age 39 or more.
Since 1900.
I'm going to give you a hint, Terry. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, can we have like a segment he played in, like 20 to 40 or 40 to 60?
Well, I mean, if I do too much, let's go after 1970. Since y'all have been alive, y'all saw this player play. Y'all saw him probably the highlights, those back-to-back homers after 39. You also saw him shock the world with a home run in the 1985 NLCS. Terry, the only other player besides Yadier and Stan Musial, the great slugger he is, Ozzie Smith.
I was getting ready to say, Ozzie.
He played to his like 65.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I was getting ready to say.
He actually, the one of the one things in the cloud, like one cloud over the franchise as far as that goes, is La Russa. He was an issue, and he caused a lot of problems. He lied to Ozzie and told him he was going to give him a chance to make to be a starter his last year there in St. Louis, and Ozzie out-hit Royce Clayton, obviously outplayed him, and in spring training, and then opening day comes out and Royce Clayton's in the starting lineup, and La Russa basically said, "I changed my mind for as far as that goes." So Ozzie, after he retires, he tells people that. Ozzie's a nice, honest guy. He tells people all this. La Russa takes it personal. He banned Ozzie Smith from his clubhouse and field.
Well, how about that?
So for 10 years, Terry, Ozzie Smith, he came to the building, the owners and the GMs, and everybody let him come in. But for whatever years La Russa was there, Ozzie Smith couldn't go. And that's one reason I'll never be a fan or back up anything about Tony La Russa, is because that right there, if you're going to alienate and tell maybe the greatest, most beloved Cardinal of all time that he can't come in the dugout in the field, and then as soon as La Russa left, they hired him as a field and a hitting instructor in spring training. The very next year, he's back. He was doing that before La Russa got well, not before he was playing. I mean, he was doing special instructions in spring training with the lower guys and stuff, because that was his craft. So then, like I said, La Russa stabbed him back. Now, here's another stat for the Cardinals. Ted Simmons in the Hall of Fame this week. His induction means the Cardinals have had a Hall of Famer on their roster every year from 1910 to 1997. If Pujols and or Yachty get in, it will also cover from 2001 to 2022. So for 113 years, the St. Louis Cardinals have had a Hall of Fame player on their roster every year but three: 1998, 1999, 2000. Who was on the roster in 98, 99, and 2000?
Mark McGwire.
And Jim Edmonds. Now, we just talked about La Russa, right? La Russa's now in the Hall of Fame. He was the orchestrator of the steroid era. He's in the Hall of Fame, but the players he coached aren't. Now, if you count La Russa as in the Hall of Fame for the Cardinals, Tom, they had a player and a coach every single year the team was playing, a Hall of Famer. Now, I don't know if the Yankees had the same thing. It was just because I don't look up their stats or anything.
Well, that's pretty good. That's interesting.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Wainwright, in 68 games, the games they're playing, he pitches, 790 win percentage.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
When he doesn't, 38%.
Ain't he second in wins?
He's second in wins.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he's up there.
Adam Wainwright, second in wins. He missed like 4 weeks. Where's my big room shot? There we go. He missed weeks, and then he's second in wins.
Pull up your home
outstanding
run.
years. I'm pulling up the stats.
Yeah, home run leaders now. I know Ohtani is number 44.
He's number 1.
Well, I know he hit number 44 last night. I mean, he's number 1, but he hit number 44. No, that's what I was talking about. He hit number 44 last night.
All right, I'm pulling him up.
But I know Perez, a guy that was miles behind him, has almost caught him.
There you go. So
42.
Ohtani is 44, Perez and Guerrero at 42.
Perez was 12 home runs behind him at the break.
He's a little hot, huh?
So
he's got 104 RBI.
Perez is 104. That's second in Major League Baseball.
Does that make any sense to you, Terry? That they just poo-poo RBIs?
Well,
it's like there's a guy on base.
WAR is way better than Ohtani's.
There's a guy on base.
Perez's batting average is way better than Ohtani's.
Well, first of all, anybody's WAR that's better than Ohtani's proves that is not a stat.
Yeah.
Perez's hits is way better than Ohtani's. So when we talking about MVP, if Ohtani's MVP, forget it. He's nowhere in the running.
Okay,
there's a big deal there.
Terry, the people
the starting
at home
catcher
can
against
see
that
the
pitcher.
screen. Ohtani has more runs. Ohtani has more doubles. Ohtani has more triples.
Hits,
more home runs.
148 to 121.
Okay, hold on. Perez has hits, average, and RBI. So of the 7 stats on the screen, Ohtani wins 4-3,
No,
and
it's
he
4-4.
pitches.
Our WAR's better.
War's better.
War's better.
Yeah.
War's better.
That's what they go by.
Now he's a war man.
You know?
Now he's
tell
a
us more
war
So
man.
I don't want to hear that he's MVP.
When it benefits you, you're a war man.
No, Perez, he's on the Ohtani has played all but 5 games at Perez. He would have to go 4 for 4 every game.
Ohtani
to
has a
catch
better
Perez.
on-base percentage and slugging percentage.
He bats like 257.
Holy strikeout, Batman.
Perez bats 276.
Is that the real number on strikeouts? Good grief. Are you seeing these strikeout numbers? There's your WAR, Terry. Number 1 in WAR is whoever's 4th there at 6.5. Sorry, folks, I could just zoom out. Marcus Semien is number 1 in WAR.
I never even mentioned him. I'm talking about WAR between 2 guys.
I know that. Oh, my goodness. Tom, how do you... Are we talking English?
Well, that's all I'm saying.
You can't argue with him.
You can't argue with me when people say Ohtani is better. He's not.
You cannot argue with this
So he
man.
goes out to the mound every so often, which he hasn't lost, I think, in 3 months or something. Now, I will say that.
I know. I know.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? They said
There's no
Ohtani-
way he's better than him. He ain't lost in 3 months. He's
That's
got
what
more
I'm saying.
home runs.
Well, he don't never go out there. It's like when Angels want to pitch him. I don't understand that. Why is he not a starting pitcher for them?
Because he's got 44 home runs, Terry.
Well, I understand that, but he's still send him out there to pitch.
Let him. He should be a reliever, and that's it. He should be the setup man.
If I got a guy that hasn't lost in 3 months, do you not think I'm gonna send him to the mound a lot more?
Right. And I honestly, I think they should
almost dead
DH
last.
him every day, and then at the end of the game, if you're winning, you're the setup man or / closer to help out the bullpen. That should be his job. It shouldn't be hard to figure out.
Yeah, it's not hard.
But I think they're doing okay, Terry, or he's doing okay.
Next to last.
The problem I have with him, I will
the
say
same thing
this.
as Mike Trout, always at the bottom.
This is the problem I have with him, Terry. If you'll hold on for 12 seconds. Terry, we have right now, let's count. Good grief. 99. Scrolling down here. 102 players right now currently have struck out over 100 times this year.
Think of that.
102. Now, let's do a flashback as far back as this thing will let me. Let's go back to the We'll go 3. We'll go 3 regular season. See how many people struck out 100 times. 50 is the number we're at now. 59. So 59 to what was the first one? 100?
100 and something. Yeah.
Almost doubled, basically, in 20 years.
It was 102.
Was it 102 as it was?
Yeah.
Pitching
So
getting that much better? Is that what it is?
No,
Are they
well,
taking more
it's that
pitches?
philosophy of
Take a pitch.
No, well, here's what it is. If you follow Twitter on baseball, if Albert Pujols comes up and hits a rocket and they double him up, it was a terrible at bat. But if Pujols comes up and strikes out and doesn't get a double play, it was a good at bat. That's how WAR works. Because he got 2 people out, it was a terrible at bat. Other than the fact maybe the guy in front of him should have got another base. Steal a base, get a double, do something else. Yeah. You should have done better if you don't want to get out. If I get out at first base and I get out at second, it's either my fault for not stealing or maybe I should have done better.
So
I just don't get that.
They're taking more pitches, basically.
Right. So when they're striking out, thinking they're swinging for the fence. So It used to be don't swing up and swing for the fence because you're going to strike out. Swinging up is striking out. Swinging up is popping out. But they would rather you pop up and get 1 out as opposed to hitting a rocket. We've all, for 100 years you were taught, hit it hard on the ground, make something happen. You've got to catch it. You've got to throw it. It's got to be caught on the other end. And pop-ups aren't. It's just got to be caught. And that's what my argument with – I got an argument with a guy, a few months ago on the golf course was talking about. He thinks playing outfield is harder than infield. And I'm like, that is the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No. I will argue that to the end, that I can stick – the people who are in the outfield are out there because they can't play infield. Not because the people are in the infield because they can't play outfield. That's the complete opposite way it is.
It's like a lot of defensive backs and
they can't play wide receiver.
They can't play wide receiver.
Yeah.
Ahead,
well,
Terry.
I've always tried to tell people, I'm with you on that as far as infield, but a lot of people try to tell me there's a difference between playing left field to right field. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I know because there's a tremendous difference in playing left field or right field. And if you're not an adjusted outfielder, moving from one position to the other will mess you up. Well, and some people say not.
And I'll give you my scientific breakdown on that, Terry, on why I think, maybe Tom will agree, majority of hitters are right-handed. So if you're in left field, the majority of the balls you see are hooking from right-handers. If they slice, they're going to the center fielder. So you move to right field, right-handers are slicing the ball. So the majority of the balls you see are slicing. It's a different spin. Your glove's on the same hand. So it's a different catch, okay? So if you're in left field, let's go back to left field, and there's a lefty up. Well, every ball he hits is slicing. Well, only 1 out of, or 2 or 3 out of 9 batters are lefty. So a small percentage are seeing it. So you're switching the percentage of the spin, of the type of spin you're seeing. It's like, Belichick will use left-footed kickers because the majority are right-footed, spin the opposite. Sometimes it causes a fumble on the kick returner because they don't practice the left-footed spin. That's what I think, Terry. If you want to use that as fire, if you ever argue somebody, feel free to use it. But I don't know if y'all agree with that. But that's what I think, and that's why I think it's harder. Not all necessarily harder. I think if you play right field, stay in right field.
Yes.
If you play left field, stay in left. I don't care honestly. The more important to me is the arm, and maybe some will agree. You want the better arm in right because you can get for the outs at third. But other than that, I 100% agree with you, but the infielders way more skill, way more things to do. That's just insane on that end. All right, any other Major League Baseball thoughts, news? Let's see if I got any other news and notes real quick before we move on to
second
football.
Season's going to be interesting. I'm kind of with Terry. I'd like to see a dark horse get in there, a Seattle, a Cincinnati, somebody that's not a big market team get in there and make a little noise. I'm sick of the Yankees, sick of the Red Sox, big market.
I'm glad Tampa's there.
Yeah, Tampa's there, even though they have no fans.
This is another Cardinals thing. Matt, this is a bad one. Arenado has 90 RBIs. If he gets to 100, it'll be the first time, Terry, since 2012 we had somebody. Coincidentally, it's about the time Pujols left, if anyone wants to do that math on that. Hopefully, Wainwright and Molina's already said they're going to come back. There's rumors that Pujols could come back, could make a return. I just wish he would get in any type of shape. I know he's got foot problems. They've got to find some type of exercise to get 20 pounds off him. I mean, he hits the ball well, but you can't just – he looks like Babe Ruth right now. Think about it, if the picture of Albert Pujols was in black and white, would he not look like Babe Ruth right now?
You got to change that 20 pounds though from fat to muscle though.
Anything. I would take anything.
You know what
I don't care if you just straight.
And it's hard. It's hard to do at age 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think it would be
probably
hard for him.
Too. It's got to be a diet thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'd have to go lifting weights or something a little bit more because I just think losing 20 pounds would hurt him.
I don't know. Have you seen?
I think that would hurt his pop.
Belt is hanging pretty low, Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, you picture Babe Ruth, you could copy and paste Pujols' head on it right now. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got bad picks when we come back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Lifetime warranty on new and used cars at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City. And now until the end of the month, Friendship in Forest City will offer up to $4,000 over Kelley Blue Book value on your trade. Guaranteed best prices on new cars, all used cars priced way below book value, and now all new and used cars have a lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited miles. We're simply not like any other dealer. Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, we're located in Forest City.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
Attention contractors. H&M Industries in Shelby sells wholesale. You get wholesale pricing, like vinyl windows as low as $149 with a lifetime warranty on frames and sash, plus low E argon, extra strength glass as low as $149, plus metal roofing, just 82 cents a square foot with a 40-year warranty. And get vinyl siding at wholesale prices too. That's H&M Industries, 3931 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-734-9900 or visit the website at hmindustries.com. No matter the weather outside, Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby keeps you comfortable inside. They carry American Standard and Goodman Heating and Air Conditioning Systems. And right now, for qualified buyers, you can get a new unit for as low as $85 per month. See them for all the details. Cleveland County's leader in home comfort since 1983 is Bill Shuford Heating and Air. 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Online at BillShufordHVAC.com and see their page at WhatsAppShopper.com. Get driving power and productivity with the Kubota Innovative RTV 900XT from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. It takes real muscle to manage your livestock and property, and the right utility vehicle can make all the difference. The Kubota RTV 900XT is engineered for day in and day out durability with a reliable 21.6 horsepower diesel engine, an optional hydraulic lift bed, and four-wheel drive. See it today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain.
For all of your printing needs, see Modern Printing of Cherryville. Get your full-color business cards at Modern Printing of Cherryville, along with your full-color brochures. Get multicolor letterhead and multicolor envelopes. Just call 704-435-6112 or email at modern_printing@ymail.com. Modern Printing, located 902 East Main Street, Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. That's Modern Printing of Cherryville.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. I think it's bad picks segment.
It's almost bad picks. We've got to do a little introduction. So every week during football season, we like to pick college and NFL games, and then we'll put together the bad picks from the week. It's not that you miss games. Everybody misses games. It's the smugness and the authority that you guys have on some of these that makes it funny. And I'm glad you guys put the effort into it. But some of it is pretty good. Tom declaring that, Terry, that was a bad pick. And then we had Tom, you do know that's going to be on the segment next week if you're wrong. Well, I guess so. Then, yeah, you're wrong. And then we had some more. You guys agreed on some, and we're going to have those. It's a few minutes long.
I think we need to do our good picks. That would last an hour.
Yeah. Good picks. Tom. Georgia over Clemson. Good pick. LSU over UCLA.
46 games.
Good pick. Alabama over Miami.
I tell y'all what.
Good pick.
I tell you what,
Charlotte over Gardner Webb today, baby.
I will
Charlotte over Gardner Webb.
I will throw you guys a bone, and I kind of did last week. I gave you a video, remember last week, of y'all both going 1-1 in your picks. So I threw a bone on that. I will look for upset picks this week that you guys get and give you credit for it if I can. I tell you what, I'll throw that bone to you.
That'll only be one.
Right. I'm one of your 100%. You're only getting one. I said they'll throw a bone to you. You're going to get the one good pick, the upset pick of the week. All right, so folks, this is last week's bad pick segment with Terry and Tom as the stars. Of course, my kids make an appearance. Andre, I asked him if he's going to make an appearance, Terry, and he said, Terry knows that I don't even have to this week. I hope he has a good weekend. He said, enjoy the games on Sunday. Terry, let Terry know to enjoy the Sunday games. All right, so these are bad picks. JP, I think I'm going to have it right in just a second. Let me make sure I hit the buttons right.
This one Guardians.
Today, starts today, Nebraska at Illinois.
I think Illinois on the rise. Nebraska's got issues. They're trying to run Scott Frost out of town. Talk about buying out his contract. I like Illinois at home.
Illinois. I'm going to go Nebraska.
Bad.
Okay.
That's the first game.
Okay.
All right, UConn at Fresno State.
Bad picks.
Holy Cross at UConn. Connecticut favored by 3. Only 3. Do y'all still both feel good about the Huskies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Much Vanderbilt favored by 21 against East Tennessee State.
Vanderbilt.
Yep.
Bad picks.
LSU is number 16 in the country. They're favored by 2.5 at UCLA.
And they destroy UCLA.
2.5 point favorite.
Yes.
They destroy them? Yeah. Give me UCLA.
3-point spread for the Bears over Nevada.
I like Nevada.
I'm taking California.
Bad picks.
UTEP, Texas El Paso at New Mexico State.
Have fun picking this one. Let's go New Mexico State. They're at home.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to stay with the home team.
Let's stay with the home team. Yeah, have
no
clue.
I'm going to break down the UTEP. I don't even know what are they. Does anybody know what UTEP's mascot is?
The little minor thing. It looks kind of like UNC Charlotte. I think that's what it is, isn't it?
I'm not jumping out there with you on that, Tom. I do not know.
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up.
I'm going to click on the logo. The Miners.
Yeah,
I even got the name right.
There you go.
That's
the minor thing.
Yeah, it's the minors. The little thing. It's a pick.
Yeah, big X.
I mean,
you called it the little minor thing.
Well, I had Kevin. Do you realize?
Bad picks.
Montana, no state. The Grizzlies at Washington, 22.5 by Washington. Penn State at Wisconsin, 5.5 Badgers.
Wisconsin at home wins this game.
Yes, I got the same.
So both go with Cons.
Man, Georgia's got some injuries. So that's my problem. I want to pick Georgia, Terry, but I know they've got some injuries on the defense. Clemson's got the new starting quarterback. Trevor Lawrence era is over. Who's winning, Terry?
I know who's winning on my end. Clemson. Mine's pretty simple, but you're talking too long, so whoever you pick is going to make me maybe switch.
I still like the Bulldogs.
Okay. Good job.
Dabo goes down.
Good job.
And he'll be crying the whole time. He'll be crying.
All right, that's our NFL.
Bad picks.
Let me go first.
Yeah, it would be nice if you take it.
Okay. I took Miami.
You taking Miami for the win?
Yep.
Or to cover?
I'm taking Miami.
The straight up win. Not. I thought you was taking the 19-point cover.
They got a freshman quarterback coming in that had no starts for Alabama. You know, and don't get me wrong, he's got a lot of great athletes around him. But King from Miami is a veteran leader, and I think he'll pull an upset today.
Bad pick.
Okay.
Well,
Alabama's going to win.
All I do know, Terry, is that Miami's losing in week 2, so they got to get the win this week.
Bad picks.
Texas Tech at Houston. Houston favored by 1.5.
That's close.
That will be a good game there.
A lot of points.
I'm taking Texas.
Houston maybe joining the Big 12 at some point.
Bad pick, Terry. Houston at home wins this game.
Now, when you tell someone they made a bad pick and then you make the bad pick, Tom, you're definitely making the show next week.
Yeah, the Cougars, though. They've got to go for the Cougars. So this what makes it hard to pick, but I think the Hoosiers are going to go in and get a victory.
You taking Indiana?
In the Corn Bowl.
Maybe they'll do that on account of, you see some of the worst stadiums to ever play in, and Indiana was one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just has some of the worst stadiums, had 40 of them picked.
Really?
In Indiana.
Bad picks.
Cajuns against the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns favored by 9 in Austin, 77 degrees.
Texas.
Sarkisian loses to the Raging Cajuns. They go in there and upset.
Syracuse in Ohio. Who you got? Syracuse favored by 1 on the road.
Ohio.
You taking Ohio?
Ohio.
Okay.
Well, she's going to have to pay. Well, unless she got a student ticket, she's got to pay $33.
I took
for a
Syracuse.
Bad picks.
But I still think Dallas is going to come out on top in this game. Dallas is going to score at least, and this is me saying Dallas is going to score at least 30 against Tampa Bay, and Dallas is going to come out on top 34-27.
Is this nonsense over? No? I mean, can the adults talk? You're going to tell me that, okay, is Tom Brady too old? They've been talking Tom Brady's too old for 10 years.
Yeah, they've been talking about that on Saturday. Friday morning.
Exactly. This is a new breaking news. Terry Reinhardt, is Tom Brady too old?
He's
Which
too
they've been
old
talking
now.
about every year.
He's too old
okay,
now.
Dallas is going to go in there like Dallas does every year, and they're overhyped because they're Dallas. And we got guys like you on the radio that say all this nonsense.
When he went down.
Is this over yet?
I mean, you're going to be surprised at what's going to happen.
Can the adults,
Cowboy fans are going to be. Dallas has nothing to lose. Tampa Bay's the one's got everything to lose.
Can the grown-ups talk?
Yeah, Dallas has nothing to lose no matter what happens.
Every year they say Dallas is going to win the
We're not
division.
supposed to
Dallas
win.
is going to go to
There's a reason I own Cleveland Browns gear.
I mean,
Think about this. Terry spent the last 6-8 months, whatever, being 100% on target on Mac Brown and the Targets. But then 2 minutes later, he's smelling the smelly smoke for the Cowboys. It's the same smoke from the same place, but a different person's blowing you the smoke, and Terry's eating up that second smoke.
My prediction, 28-17 Buccaneers. That's my.
Those are some bad picks.
All right, Tom.
What?
We had 46 picks last week.
Yeah, we did.
I went 37-9.
Mm-hmm.
You went 36-10. So those are not bad. Those are not bad at all.
Not bad. Not bad.
I mean, I'll take that.
75% in Vegas. Now that wasn't against the spread.
See,
but if I had to pick those and I get 1 point for everyone I get right and 2 points for minus if I get wrong, I still come out on top. I make money.
Here's the deal. Like while he's supposed to be working at work, he's looking up all this stuff. And I don't have the opportunity to do that, and I still am only within a game of you, Terry.
Tom, just don't care. You don't know every football team, you know. Come on.
And just on account, you won't talk about on account that you don't get any of the real games.
That don't
right.
mean a thing.
You get the coin toss.
Clemson and Georgia was one pass wrong.
I should not have been. I picked Ohio for Jalen. She probably didn't even watch, but I picked Ohio for Jalen.
She don't even.
They
know
let me down. You let me down, Athens, Ohio. You let me down. We're going to give you to West Virginia. That's how mad I am at Ohio. That they laid an egg. They had a chance to take down an ACC team. I mean, who beat an ACC team? Right there, baby. UNCC, baby, took down an ACC team.
Good job.
Terry, you know you're a college football aficionado. I want you to explain something to me. North Carolina and Miami both got shellacked this week.
North Carolina didn't get shellacked.
North Carolina
they
State,
didn't get shellacked.
North Carolina State and Appalachian State dominating wins. Why are those two teams ranked and the states aren't?
I'm going to tell you something, too, that also happened here. If you look at it, Miami got trounced by Alabama.
Now that is.
Well, now I'm going to tell you something. Now, listen to me. they fell less down the pole than them Tar Heels did. Tar Heels fell tremendously down the pole after they lost.
Where are they?
They less than Miami.
24.
There you go. They fell 14 spots because you couldn't go to Virginia Tech and win up there. Because
that's a tough place.
Well, I know it is. I've always said that. But you know what? That's what you deserve. I'm sorry, Mac Brown. That's what you deserve.
Yeah, and I want to join the Mac Brown Haters Club this week because I've been talking up Mac Brown for weeks, and he laid an egg on national television. Come on, Mac Brown. I've been on the Mac Brown against Kevin, and you made me look bad. North Carolina and Ohio have made me look bad by laying an egg.
Well, you did Ohio with your heart. You did Carolina out of spite. You believed in the Mac Brown hype.
I did.
He's 15-11 this term as a Tar Heel.
15-11.
He's never won an ACC championship. The Tar Heels haven't won one since 1980. So the only thing he has won is a national championship, which is fantastic, great. I'm not taking anything away from him. But he did have the best player in the nation that year. And
he's supposed to have the best player in the nation now.
In the biggest state of the union, and with all the best football players and all those other things. And so things went well for him. But a lot of people could attest that to recruiting at Texas at some point. He did have some good years at Texas. Can't take anything away from him. But, Tom, at North Carolina, when Spurrier comes to South Carolina, what happened? Nothing. And when you come to North Carolina, you can blow all this recruiting smoke, you can do all this other stuff, but when it comes to game day and playing, I can't trust them until I see it, and it's never happened in my lifetime.
Yeah, and it bothers me when we have Shipley from Weddington, one of the leading rushers in the nation last year in high school, goes from Weddington. Where does he go? Clemson. You know why? Because Carolina State and Wake Forest, all of our teams around here don't even go after him. I guess. I mean, they might have. But I guess when you're looking at the overall projection of who's going to see you, I'm going to go to Clemson because they're going to be on national television a lot more.
Right. But I think Carolina has a chance to get there. They just, I'll give Dabo credit. He out recruits them. I mean, just like the kid from Crest, Zanders, that's playing down there at Clemson. I mean,
he is now out for the season.
No.
Yes.
What happened?
Shoulder issues.
Oh no.
I don't know if you noticed during the game. He played in the game, but he started. He didn't start on defense.
He's on special.
They have issues with his coverage. So he's probably one of those bodies that's in between positions right now. Right. Landon could be a wide receiver. I think. He played some at Crest, but a fantastic athlete, big hands. I mean, he's just an athlete. They can find a spot on him, but he played every special teams down. You can see you see when he's out there because of his hair, but he wasn't playing on defense. But they did announce this week, I think he's out for the season. Justin Foster as well with the issues as well. Trey Harbison, don't know if you saw that announcement that he's semi-retiring for right
Concussions.
now. Neck issues.
Neck,
I think is what it was. So some of the local kids having issues, and we'll talk about some of the depth charts. We'll see in a minute in the NFL. These other kids got on. But, Terry, I'm looking at, real quick, let's look at Mac Brown's record here at North Carolina. 1-10, 1-10, 6-4, 7-4, 9-3, 10-3, 8-4, 7-5, 10-2, 10-1. So, good, seasons, right? But, again, remember, no ACC championships. Here were the finishes. 7th, 8th, 5th, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 2nd, 2nd. So, he got 3 seconds in his few years there. In the bowls, he was 3-2 in bowl games at North Carolina. Lost the Gator and the Sun Bowl. Won a Peach, a CarQuest, and a Gator Bowl.
And see, he's already behind now. He's lost to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's in the same brackets he's in the Coastal. So they've
got to lose 2.
Yeah, so they got to lose 2 to even jump over them.
That's possible. I mean, I think it's wide open in the ACC now. That if Clemson's not
depends on who the Carolina's playing.
I mean, if Clemson's not the 400-pound beast anymore, that they've been. Of course, it's only been one game, and I think that
we're not overreacting to anything after a week, are we?
No, but I'm just saying that if Clemson's not going to be as dominant as they used to be, that definitely opens things up for somebody else to take the ACC.
Well, there's your ACC standings now.
It hurts Carolina in a way like this. When you have fallen and you fell all the way from 10th all the way to 24th, today's game's not going to help you any. So if somebody loses in front of you, you might move up 1 or 2 spots. But Carolina's going to have to go on about a 5-game winning streak just to be able to get back up to the top 10.
See, this is how. See, my polls get made fun of, but in the USA Today and the AP poll, Terry, the team, by my calculations, that is in dead last in the ACC right now, dead last, 14th, is ranked number 24th in the country. They're dead last. 0-1, the only team with a loss in the ACC play. Virginia Tech's in first. Everybody else is tied in the middle there. And so, like I said, so NC State, do you think they should be ranked?
No.
We rank the Tar Heels enough?
Not yet.
A lot of people were picking them.
If they win today, possibility. There you go.
If
they're going to Mississippi State.
If App wins today, will they get credit for beating Miami and be ranked, or would they say, well, they're 0-2, they're not any good. Y'all didn't beat a good team.
I think they'll be ranked.
Think we'll get 23rd?
Something like that.
So which one's a better win? Appalachian beating Miami probably, and then State beating Mississippi State.
You know, if NC State can go over there and take out an SEC team, and the Mississippi. No, see, I want to say Kiffin's at Mississippi, right? Kiffin's at Ole Miss. Who's at Mississippi State now?
Leach, Jason Ott.
Yeah. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. If they can go in there and beat him, I think State deserves to be ranked.
Well, your rankings right now in the AP: Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, Oklahoma 4, Texas A&M 5, Clemson 6,
there you go.
Cincinnati 7, Notre Dame 8, Iowa State 9, Iowa 10, Penn State 11. So Carolina has one loss to 24th. Clemson has one loss. Terry, there.
Fall what? 6. 3 spots.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we lost to a Georgia team, and that's what they're going to look at. Okay, they lost to Virginia Tech, an unranked team.
Right. These are all opinions, and everyone has them, and most of them stink. So always remember that. Notre Dame's 8th, Iowa State 9th, Iowa State 10th, Iowa 10, Penn State 11, Oregon, Florida, USC, and Texas round up top 15. UCLA, Coastal Carolina, Wisconsin, Virginia Tech, and Ole Miss.
Coastal Carolina destroyed Kansas last night, 49-22 or something like that.
Did they really?
Yeah, they destroyed them.
The fighting boogie boarders, man.
They did.
They don't matter. Now that
French
same
chickens, remember?
And if I'm not wrong, I think they had a backup quarterback that was playing instead of the starter.
The same coach is there, right? At Coastal.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I've listened to an interview with him, and I think he just does a really good job. I
like the previous coach. I don't know the guy's name, but you don't remember the interview that guy did about the needing dogs, and we got a bunch of cats, and he started meowing in the interview and barking.
I don't recall.
Coach, I have to show you that to you. Just look up Coastal Carolina coach rant, and he was talking about how they were soft and whatever. He said we need some dogs. He just went off about needing dogs and started meowing about we got a bunch of cats around here. He said these cats. It was hilarious. Yeah, he just went nuts. Anyway. Let's see. 21 through 25 is Utah, Miami, Arizona State, the Tar Heels at 24, and the Auburn Tigers at 25. All right, let's pick some games. We got to go. Got to go pick some games.
No.
North Carolina State. Okay.
Terry, hold on.
Oh, we ain't got to that.
Saturday, September 11th. Illinois at Virginia.
You want to go first, Tom? You want me to go first?
Illinois at Virginia. Illinois just finds a way to lose. Virginia's at home, right? I think Virginia's about a 10-point favorite, aren't they?
10.5.
10.5.
10.5 on the board.
I want to go with the Big 10 in this one, but I think Virginia at home is going to get the win.
Terry, what'd you say?
Virginia.
Western Kentucky at Army.
Army, a 6.5-point favorite. Won as an underdog last week. They're at home?
Yes.
I like Army.
VMI at Kent State.
Kent State. The Fighting Trent
by 17.
The Fighting Trent Martys get the win.
Is that where he went?
Yep.
What's their mascot?
The Golden Flashes.
You took Kent State.
The what?
The Golden Flash. Don't you know anything?
Flashes.
Are you a sports guy? You don't know what Kent State is?
I just know you.
Their most famous alumnus is Nick Saban.
Shouldn't you avoid the police up there? That's the only thing I know about Kent State.
That was the National Guard. If you're
you should avoid the National Guard.
If you're referring to the 1970,
right.
Kent State Massacre? Yes.
So they named the team the Flashbangs. Good job. All right.
Golden Flashes.
I'm not even going to let you guys pick this one. Auburn favored by 49 at hosting Alabama State. Big game day. Speaking of tough SEC matchups day, Tom, Alabama hosts Mercer.
Yeah.
I thought that was a disease.
They'll be crying, Mercer, please. Mercer.
Is Alabama.
Is there a Mercer rule in football?
But does it not aggravate you that he'll get up there and pontificate about how they'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere? They're not scared. Once bowl season comes around, listen to them.
Pontificate. Good word. Pontificate.
We're not scared. We'll play anybody. And then, who'd you play week 2, Coach? Mercer.
Write down Auburn for both of us. We get that. That's a freebie.
A freebie. Is that the one you want me to put on the
pads
highlight next week?
Pads my stats.
Y'all are just taking that one.
Pads my stats.
Oregon and Ohio State, Ducks and Buckeyes. I like matchups like this.
I think the spread's a little too big.
14.5 for the Buckeyes.
Because Ohio State has some issues on defense, but I think Oregon's best defensive player, the defensive end, is not playing.
You got it.
So I like Ohio State at home, but I do think Oregon's going to stay in this game because of Ohio State's defensive issues. They're banged up in the secondary, and they were having a hard time getting lined up last week.
I took Ohio State.
Cover?
No. Not to
going to be closer.
All right. South Carolina at East Carolina. And for you folks not from the Carolinas, East Carolina is not a state. And Tom, I promise you, if you did interviews on the street at a college campus somewhere, they would think that East Carolina is a state.
I think Charlotte's in South Carolina.
I've seen some pretty bad ones. So the Pirates are not favored. They're underdogs by 2.5 to the Chickens at home.
Are they still playing the backup assistant?
Yeah.
As quarterback?
By the way, he had 4 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying.
After you trashed him, he had 4 touchdowns.
Who'd they play?
Yeah.
Who did he beat?
I don't know, but he lit them up.
Southwest Kentucky A&M.
That's all I got to say.
I'm going
Yamish Academy.
Well,
yeah, give me the Little
Who y'all
Sisters of
picking?
the Poor. I'm going with Carolina.
Me too.
What does that mean?
South Carolina.
Pick a direction, Terry.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Carolina.
I tried to get by that way no matter what happened.
I need a direction.
I told you Carolina.
Jeez. Pittsburgh at Tennessee. Pittsburgh favored by 4 in Rocky Top.
Tennessee, I think, is going to hold the fort at home.
Tennessee, you taking? I'm taking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will destroy Tennessee today.
Whenever Terry says that, he's wrong. He said destroyed. He said destroyed.
Here we go.
So definitely Tennessee.
Pittsburgh will
Bet
make
the house
themselves a
on
name.
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Jeez. I tell you one thing. I do miss Tennessee being good at college football.
Pittsburgh's going to walk out singing Rocky Top.
The Tennessee program being good is good for the sport. The 100,000 fans and singing Rocky Top and having a party up there. Wake Forest favored by 43. We're going to try to keep games under 30. How about Youngstown State and Michigan State? Can they cover, Tommy? You're the expert.
Youngstown State, the Fighting Chili Willies, cover against Michigan State.
We're picking winners, Tom. We ain't.
I asked him who covered on this.
Cover. If Youngstown.
Oh,
cover.
so we're not even picking this.
Terry, can you follow along?
I'm listening to you.
Pick a winner, and then will they cover on this one?
Michigan State. And if they can't cover playing Youngstown State.
He doesn't pay attention.
I do pay attention.
Hey, he didn't listen to the thing I said. I said, can Youngstown State cover the game while losing to Michigan State?
Pick a winner.
Youngstown will cover.
Let's try this again. Minnesota is favored by 18 at hosting Miami. Do they win, Terry? And do they hold the spread?
Well, they'll be ready to rebound. And Ohio, Tom picked them last week, will lose again. They'll fall to 0-2.
That's Miami of Ohio.
Either anybody from Ohio loses.
Oh,
so take Minnesota.
Minnesota's going to win at home. I think it'll be closer. Minnesota's got one of their running backs is out. They've got a couple injuries, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, but they'll win.
All right, we're going to skip some of these. We're running out of time because we got to do NFL picks. We'll do close ones. Tulsa, Oklahoma State, 12.5 Cowboys.
Oklahoma State.
Wyoming at Northern Illinois, 7. Wyoming favored.
At Northern Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Northern Illinois.
I'm going Wyoming.
Rutgers at Syracuse. Syracuse favored. Underdogs by 2. Rutgers favored by 2. That is on the road.
Rutgers on the rise. Rutgers gets the win.
All right.
Syracuse wins.
Syracuse on that.
I was wondering because a lot of times I'm not even getting to pick.
Oh, did you not pick?
No, there's like another one up in there I never got to pick, but it's okay. We'll just keep going.
Toledo at Notre Dame. Do they ruin the Irish?
No. Dame.
Notre Dame.
UAB is at Georgia. Georgia favored by 23. I'm not going to ask that one. All right, Texas A&M at Colorado. Can the Buffaloes shock the world? 17-point underdogs.
No,
Texas.
How about Buffalo? Tom, you want to make any more comments about the ladies in Buffalo?
No.
At Nebraska. Nebraska favored by 14.
Take Nebraska at home.
I'm going to take Nebraska also.
California at TCU. The Horned Frogs, 11.5-point favorites.
Let's go with Tom Senefani University.
There you go. You should wear those.
That's right.
TCU. Yeah.
All right. Akron, underdogs by 6.5 at home against the Temple Owls. You can get look at that pack. You get California and TCU for $5. Geez, Akron's 4 times the price. See the Zips.
People care about their football in Ohio.
$22 to see Akron and Temple. Tom, what you got?
Let's go against the grain. Let's say the Zips hold at home.
Akron. That's who I got.
All right.
I'm not. I'm going to take Temple. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to take Temple.
All right, we got a ground-air battle here, I guess they got off there all kinds of different weapons and things. Air Force at Navy. Air Force favored by 6 in Annapolis.
Give me Navy at home.
I took Air Force.
Terry took Air Force. Let me scroll that down a little bit. There we go. That'll work.
AIRFORC.
Either one of you picking Mercer to beat Alabama?
Mercer.
I'm going to write that down. Mercer.
All right. South Alabama favored by 14 at Bowling Green. Here's your random pick of the week.
Yeah, let's break that one. A Bowling Green at home.
Playing on that turf. I'm going to take South Alabama.
What color is the turf at Bowling Green? Please tell
orange.
me it's the orange. So not only are they not green at all, they won't even put it on the turf, Tom. These people. Are you sure Marty didn't go there? That sounds more like somewhere he would be Bowling Green. Iowa at Iowa State. Number 9 versus number 10. This may be the best matchup of the year.
Yeah.
Of the week. Iowa State favored by 4.5 at home.
Yeah, Iowa wins. Not Iowa State.
I like
Hawkeyes.
Iowa.
Terry picks the Hawkeyes.
Iowa State struggled last week. Iowa just really looked good. So
both of you going the Hawkeyes. Clemson. They won't play South Carolina, Terry, but they'll play South Carolina State.
They'll beat South Carolina State.
Yeah.
They're not playing South Carolina this year?
I don't think so. Wow. I might have just made that up just to say that why are they playing South Carolina State? I don't even care if I'm accurate on that one. I don't think they are.
Did you pick, Tom?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting y'all to pick on that one, by the way.
Which one? The
Clemson.
You still asking him who he picked?
Yeah. I still got to ask him. I got to hear it out of the mouth.
Right there, Gardner-Webb, Charlotte.
I'm going there. All right, Gardner-Webb at Charlotte. Disgraced Richardson Stadium. 23.5-point underdogs. The 49ers are at home. The over-under is 57.5. Tom, you can go over to your alma mater today for less than an Andrew Jackson. You can get in and see them host the Bulldogs after the field-storming win over the Blue Devils last week.
Can I be honest?
Sure.
After the Ohio State game today, if I feel good, I'm driving up there to that game.
Oh, okay.
If I'm still tired. I'm not. So I'm going to see. I'm a little wore out. But the Fighting Anna Senefanis.
There you go.
Defeat the Fighting Danny Senefanis. Gardner-Webb goes down.
You done, Tom?
Yeah.
All right, Charlotte.
Oh, Terry's going to.
All right, do they cover?
Yes.
23.
They covered that, and they covered the spread. They covered total points.
It's going to be it's a fighting Larry Gardner's of
For
Gardner
all you
Webb.
folks
They're
in
going down.
Cleveland County, you can send your hate mail to 1515. No, it's 1313 Mockingbird Lane in Transylvania County, and you can call 704-555-5555. Send all attention to Tom Stefani.
I'm used to hate mail.
Yeah, well, all the hate mail in here. Some dude named Lamar's at UT Tennessee State. We're not going to do that one. Some
dude lazy.
Houston at Rice. Houston favored
go
by
ahead and
8
take Houston again
at Rice.
Yeah, I think Houston boils the rice.
Yeah, I got Houston this week.
Okay. Oklahoma's got a tough one this week.
Western
Carolina at Oklahoma.
What are they? 58?
50 and a half.
They cover
Point favors.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right, here's one. Texas at Arkansas. 7-point favorites are the Longhorns, and we're 15 in the country going into Razorback Stadium.
It's going to be a tough one. I like Texas.
I took Texas also.
Check out the spread on this one. Appalachian State, 8-point spread at Miami.
I'm sorry, your little buddies are going to
Don't
drive.
be scared, Tom.
Your little buddies are going to drive down the hill, and they're going to drive to Florida.
Don't be
scared. And they're going to get.
I was about to say, majority of that ride there is no hill.
They're going to get waxed.
Yeah,
8-point spread. What do you think about that?
This is not Carolina.
That's respect for Appalachian
What was the spread
State.
last week against Alabama?
This is not Carolina.
Do y'all remember?
It wasn't 8. It was more than 8.
Yeah. So they're saying App's closer to Miami than Miami is to Alabama. So,
I think that performance of Miami last week is why that spread's a lot closer. But
all right.
I think they get it together.
Keys to the game: we got a good defense and we got a good running game. If we can keep the running game going, it's one of those Our passing game is one of those. If the running game is going, we can complete passes and it can be dangerous. We're not winning games passing the football in a shootout like that. So we got to play some defense. And we also, if you look at all of our wins, all of our upsets, all of our close games, got to block a kick. Got to make a special teams play. Got to do something on special teams to change the game. You know, they've had a pick sixes. They've had fumble sixes. They've had all kinds of big plays, defense, special teams, somebody. I think they can do it. And there's a story. I don't know if you know this, if y'all do this in y'all's education system. You ever heard of can do and will do?
I've heard of it.
So Terry can do it, and Tom's will do. So Terry can do it, but will he do it? Tom will do it, but can he do it? You following?
Can we pick the game?
Yeah.
Appalachian. Well, y'all done said they ain't winning nothing, so I'm talking about App for a minute. App wins this week.
Bad pick.
Down in Miami. Chase Bryce.
Bad pick.
Remember what happened last time?
Not just a bad pick, an embarrassing pick.
Embarrassing pick. 8-point spread.
Too many athletes.
It's an 8-point spread, embarrassing pick.
Too
and I
many
just
athletes.
we just let y'all, I just played an 8-minute video of your bad picks.
I am pulling for App, but that is not somewhere they want
If
to go.
App wins, I will.
Right. You guys said, a lot of people said the same thing.
I will wear.
Carolina.
If App wins, go ahead and bring me the Appalachian State shirt to wear next week, Kevin.
Okay. I got a few. I think there's one right there. You can put that one on right there. Richie Williams, ready to rock.
I have to wear that.
Richie Williams is
Appalachian
ready
shirt.
to rock. All right, NC State at Mississippi. Wolfpack favored by 1 in Davis-Wade Stadium in Starkville, Mississippi, if you didn't know where that was.
I don't go against my alma mater, so it's North Carolina State.
Mississippi State
There
wins
you go.
at home.
And they might happen, but I cannot pick Mississippi State.
I know you can't, Terry. Not against your beloved Wolfpack.
The beloved Wolfpack.
The beloved Wolfpack. The puppy pack.
Weird thing to say out loud. All right, Texas State at Florida International, random game of the week. It's only a 2-point spread.
Aren't those Texas State armadillos? Wasn't there a movie about them?
Yes, this is a new. I think this used to be Texas Western.
Let's go with Florida International because they bringing in players from all over the world.
That's what I'm picking. Florida International.
That's as good analysis as any. Let me finish this up.
Rolling.
Keep on scrolling. You won't know that, Terry. Keep on scrolling. What else you got?
I think we're.
Georgia State and Carolina picked
Missouri,
out.
Kentucky.
After Carolina got manhandled by App State last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it was, they scheduled Georgia State, now the worst team in their conference. Good job, Carolina. Mercer, y'all play Mercer too in Western. Missouri at Kentucky, 5.5 points for Kentucky.
Kentucky at home.
Me also. Kentucky.
Oh, Washington, Michigan.
Yep, Washington and Michigan.
God,
it's tough to pick.
6.5 points. The
Go ahead and take
Wolverines are
Washington.
favored at home.
I got Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan at home.
Vanderbilt at Colorado State. The Rams favored by 6.5 over Commodore.
Colorado State. Vanderbilt laid an egg last week.
You got it, Colorado State.
I didn't save it, but I had some type of a terrible stat about Vanderbilt that I wanted to share.
Well, they were favored. They're supposed to win, and they're never favored. They got trounced.
All right. Do Arizona hosting San Diego State. Arizona favored by 2 at home.
I guess you go with the home team. Go with Arizona.
I'm going with San Diego State.
BYU hosting Utah.
The Mormon Bowl.
Oh, Utah.
Utah favored by 7. $114. A little bit more expensive for the Mormon Bowl than it is the, whatever you call the Gardner-Webb Charlotte Bowl.
Yeah. The Senefani Bowl. It's the Fighting Annas versus the Fighting Dannies. Give me BYU at home.
There you go. Go ahead and take them, Tom.
Stanford at USC. USC favored by 17.
USC.
Yeah, USC.
Oh, he almost took Stanford.
No, after I saw who it
He's
was.
a coward.
Well,
I am.
Think about this. Stanford and USC, 17-point spread. App, 8-point spread. Miami. Next up, Hawaii and Oregon State. Do they make the trip across the pond and get the win? 11-point underdogs.
I like Oregon State.
Me also.
All right, that's it for our picks in college football. JP, get up, get ready. Coastal Carolina won last night, 49-22. Duke got the win over A&T. Their tough schedule continues across the state of North Carolina. Is that a community college schedule? Who's Duke playing this year? Who do they got?
I think they're playing isothermal next
Tom,
week.
your Miners got beat by Boise State 54-13.
Oh, the little minor thing.
The little minor thing he's got beat. I said, all right, JP, we'll be back in just a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has a lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
Just arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. A big shipment of scratch and dented refrigerators. They're all sizes and all prices, and there's one right there for you. Come get your new refrigerator today. Plus save $2 on your new mattress set. That's Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming back. Visit the website at HendrickAppliance.com. See their page at WhatsUpShopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
And here they come. Crowd on their feet. Green flag in the air.
Playoffs continue at Richmond Raceway.
Trouble turn number 1. Kevin Harvick slides up and pounds the safer barrier.
Who will solidify their spot into the round of 12?
Checkered flag in the air. Sideways off the corner. And Alex Bowman wins.
It's the Federated Auto Parts 400 Salute to First Responders.
Saturday night at 6 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KDCBroadcasting.com. Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston are open to serve you. You can come on in and get your prescription filled, or you can continue to use their convenient drive-through window. And at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, the grill is also open for breakfast and lunch. You can even call your order in at 704-435-3259 and pick it up at the drive-thru. And both stores are welcoming patient transfers. Buy local, shop local at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston. For your party, family gathering, or just a get-together of friends, get it catered by Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Gastonia. Check out their party packs, including pork or chicken or beef with barbecue sauce, slaw, plates, cups, eating utensils, serving utensils, potato salad, buns, and sweet tea and ice. And delivery is available. For more information, call 704-824-8838. Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Lowell. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30, and 11 to 3 on Sunday. Also call for employment opportunities that are now available. And now Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks are taking applications for employment.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Welcome back, JP.
I have to do the job of our estranged employee. Hit those buttons.
It's called your job now, Tom.
You're
talking
it's your job.
Okay, but you know what else is my job? To let everybody know about Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919. 3001 Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship for a new ride today.
All right, NFL picks time. We got to get through these as well. NFL picks time. Dun, 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 dun.
You're picking these.
Well, not pick. Well, we got a quick review of a game. We got to talk about.
He never picks college.
I know
because I don't know or care.
My name's Kevin Hastings, and I'm a sports guy. So what about college football? I don't care.
Tom, break down the Jimmy Johnson IndyCar. Why he's not, how he's doing in that.
Who cares?
What I'm saying is that some people have specialties and some people don't. I don't care about college football. You don't care about IndyCar and NASCAR.
Let's look at the number of American fans of college football and the number of American fans of IndyCar.
They
talk about apples to oranges.
They both get 100,000 people at a race or a event.
Yeah, because it's one race.
Right.
But in college football, there'll be 100,000 fans at multiple places, not counting all the 80, 70, and 60,000. And, the 5,000, 50,000 screaming Minnesota.
The only thing you're doing is proving you can count, and there's a lot of idiots in this country.
One sitting to the left of me.
On your screen, that's Terry. Why would you talk about him that way? All right, so let's talk a little bit about feelings. We mentioned last week, Tom. Feelings. That's what you want to talk to. Will you come in this morning, Terry? You said you feel good about the loss on Thursday, and I
think it's real.
Those are weird words to come out of the English
I will give the Dallas Cowboys defense credit for creating the strip sack turnover led to a touchdown and then the interception that led to another score. So I'll give the Dallas defense credit for creating turnovers, Terry, just being objective.
They're going to do that.
That's
Dan Gwynn's
at the same
defense.
time,
31 points they gave up.
When you needed the stop.
No.
Couldn't get it.
No.
When you needed the stop,
that's not what lost the game. That's never what lost the game.
You couldn't get Tom Brady off the field.
No, that had nothing to do with Tom Brady.
Did Tom Brady drive down for the win? He did. Okay,
but
that's my point.
Why do you that before? That's like I called. Me and Calvin talked, and I told Calvin, I said, "Here's my thought. We've seen this before. Rodgers did it to us, driving down the field with less than a minute to go to beat us. Same thing happened here. You're talking about top quarterbacks doing it, but here's the difference. If Dallas gets a first down when we're driving for our last second field goal, then Tampa Bay never gets the ball back. But what do? We set up for a field goal, so we'll take the lead, and we gave him a minute and something to go. You cannot do that in the NFL.
Just made my point for me, didn't
Well, that's what I'm saying. The NFL is too good for that to happen. Now, if it had been
or why don't you
Carson Wentz or somebody from Washington football team, somebody who does not have a true quarterback, we would have won the game. But also, there's plays in that game. Godwin can't shove off a guy and no call made. That cannot happen. But you know that's
borderline. It was borderline.
Borderline?
It was borderline.
He kicked our whole guy's head back.
I'm just saying, it could have been called.
No. If you watch the video from a
it could have been called.
You know what also could have been called? Illegal touching downfield, defensive pass interference, because he put his hands on the receiver while the ball was.
You're talking about offensive pass interference?
No,
defensive.
He might have touched him when he stopped and turned.
Terry, he was touching him while the ball was in the air. The rule is an illegal contact past 5 yards.
Well, that happens every play.
You're right.
Yep.
And I think it's a stupid
holding
call.
happens every play.
And you're right. But either way, if you're going to sit there and argue they didn't call pass interference, then they'll sit there and say, You were illegal contact downfield. You were all over me before the ball even got there.
You cannot push the guy down. His whole head popped back when he pushed him. He pushed him off of him.
Maybe he needs to spend a little more time in the weight room.
But it's not that. That's not what lost us the game. But Tom Brady did what he's supposed to do. He's a 7-time champion. He did what he's supposed to do. But I'm not mad because I think for the NFL, and people say, well, you walked away and you're not mad. No, I'm not mad. Because for the rest of the NFL, Dallas is pretty good. And they're going to beat a lot of teams. That's what you got to look at. We played a team.
Every year, Tommy.
No, we played a team that returned all 22 starters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're no better than us by 2 points. Sorry. That's not going to happen.
Terry, Terry, in the Super Bowl.
Watch this. Watch his whole head pop back when I shove him.
But first, Terry, before I even hit play.
It looked pretty mutual.
Before I even hit play. In the Super Bowl, the team that wins by 2 points, do they give the team that lost a trophy?
No, they don't.
Okay,
You're
then.
right.
So what are you talking about?
I'm not mad with this loss.
No. But what I'm saying is that you're talking about there's good things. You lost. It's game. Lost.
We walk away with the NFC East.
Tom, do you see the ball in the air on this picture?
I cannot.
Yeah, it's coming.
Is that illegal contact downfield?
Because my guy's already
Is that
turning
illegal
his head.
contact downfield, Tom?
They let
Before he even throws it away.
Your guy touched my guy first.
Terry, it doesn't matter.
No, your guy touched my guy first. So anyway, it's going to be offensive pass interference of him pushing my guy first.
Terry.
It's close.
Terry.
I have a legit spot on defense to put my feet down. He cannot shove me off of him.
Terry, that is illegal contact.
Your guy's already touched me.
It's not my guy. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm just telling you.
Both of you be quiet. This is let go in every game. That's let go in every game.
It is.
Okay?
They also call it in every game in the first. This is one of those penalties that's called in the first quarter of every game, but not in the fourth.
When you extend your hand, that's when offensive pass interference
But Terry, again, is that or is that not illegal contact downfield?
Did your guy touch me? Yes, offensive pass interference. Get your guy off of me. He can't touch me neither.
Folks, if you listen on the radio, the Cowboys defender has a hold of the number 1 on the receiver's jersey on the back of his jersey.
Godwin
we call it
has
defensive
his
holding if you want to.
Forearm in my guy's chest.
So why are you asking for a flag, Terry, when your guy's obviously committing a penalty? That's why they didn't call it.
No,
your guy was already holding.
Your guy touched mine first.
That's not my guy. Jeez, he's sitting there holding him.
See, here we go.
Saw
Bam.
the jersey move.
There it was.
Terry, watch the one. Watch the one on his jersey
Extended.
move.
He's off balance.
Extended.
Look, pulls the jersey.
You cannot extend your
flop.
hand.
It's a flop. It's a Dennis. Thank you, Tom. That's the word I was waiting to be thrown out there.
That's a flop.
Look, his neck went back. His neck went back like he got sniped. Look, I got sniped.
No, you cannot extend your hand.
Terry.
Flop. It's a flop.
We can show a replay to Terry no matter what, and he would deny. Cowboys.
But that's not what lost the game for us.
What lost the game is the Buccaneers defense get Dak Prescott off the field, but the Cowboys can't get Tom Brady off the field.
Here's what lost.
That's why.
Now I get to give my opinion on this. Why they lost the game. We talked about it last week. Last year they gave up 29.6 points a game. They stink at defense. They gave up how many, Terry? Terry. You gave up 31 last night. You know where that would rank? 31st in the NFL. How is that not stinking at defense? You stink at defense.
Trust me.
Accept it.
Trust me.
Get over it. You stink at defense.
We played the defending Super Bowl champions.
You gave up 31.
And gave up 29. They beat us by 2. We're okay. They got 22 starters back. All of them have played together. All of them have been through the wars together. Dallas is going to get better because there's new people out there. There's a new sheriff on the defense who forced 4 turnovers. That's going to happen about a lot of games because Dallas is going to have
Did Dallas
lead
get
in
4
turnovers.
turnovers?
I'm pretty sure they did.
And you lost.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. That's what I was getting at. That's the other thing I was
If
getting
you
at.
force 4 turnovers and lose.
Right.
So
that
what's
means
that
if you
got to
didn't,
do with anything?
Terry, that means if you didn't force any turnovers, it would have been 49-20, whatever you had.
No, it's bad for the NFL. Everybody else. We will walk away with the NFC East.
So, Tom, if you're taking notes, we lost and gave up 31 points, and it's bad for the rest of the NFL.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for you guys. So, looking at the inside.
San Diego don't want to play.
They're about to beat
the
you.
MLA Chargers.
Terry,
we will go out there and beat them like a drum.
Terry, you're just not seeing any of the bad things. Tom, if Sunday Baker Mayfield throws 58 passes and Nick Chubb has 11 carries, will you be upset?
Browns are going to lose. If that's the case.
That was the Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott stats.
If Nick Chubb only carries 11 times.
Carries. 11 carries, 33 yards.
I'll take 72% out of Dak Prescott every week. 42 out of 58.
That is not 72%.
It's 70-some percent. Yes, it is.
It's
over 70%.
I will give Terry credit. I think Dak Prescott played well and silenced his critics that said he couldn't come back from the injury. I do believe that, but
I saw Check Down Sally, who only averaged 6.9 yards of completion. It took him 58 passes to even get to those numbers. Tommy, we're not talking about 25 passes.
What's that got to do with
but they put up 29. They should have put up 30. Greg the leg, yanked an extra point. Offensively, Kevin, I disagree with you that they'll be fine. Lamb looked pretty good. They've got some weapons on offense.
They've got a lot of weapons. And Dak's not a Mahomes that's got to get 40 yards a pass.
11 carries.
33 yards.
He's a check down Charlie.
Yeah.
Zeke had again. I'm just Tom. Let's go the emotion. Your quarterback had to throw 58 times. In throwing 58 times, you only got 29 points. It took you 58 times to get 400 yards.
Well,
Ezekiel Elliott only had 11 carries.
Yeah, 33
So you
yards.
look at that and say, our running back, we only gave him 11 carries when it took us 58 times and we still only got 29 points. That's a good thing. I don't see how that's a good thing.
Dallas has got to show the ability to run the football.
Yes, you're not going to win a game. You're not going to win any late games. You're not going to win any games.
If
Terry,
I have a
every
running
game you're going to
back-
be in this, Terry, this is the problem. This is why I'm wearing a Browns jersey. For the past how many years? This right here is why. Because for the past how many years, every single Cowboys game is went the exact same way. Jerry going into the game, he didn't care. He didn't say anything about the winning. He said it's going to be a good game. It could be a Cinderella story if we win, is what he said. Like the week one, we got 17 more or 16 more. And the reason they lost again is they tell you every week we're going to throw 50 times. We got wide receivers everywhere. We got weapons. We can score with anybody. And you get all that smoke blown up, and then your defense gives up 31. Terry, if your defense gave up 13, would you have won the ball game? If your defense gave up 16, 17, 18, 19, if your defense was average and only gave up 24 points a game, would you have won the ball game? Yes. But instead, your defense, if it ranked right now, would be 31st in the NFL from last year. Your defense is terrible, and you've got to understand that. 5 and 11, or 5 and 12, or something like that.
I think it's a little misleading for you to say that if a defense causes 4 turnovers, that's not bad, Kevin. You got to give them a little bit of credit.
If they didn't give up 4 turnovers, Tom, how many points would they have scored?
That's not what I said.
Think about it. No, that's what I'm
You're
asking.
also playing defending Super Bowl champs who returned all 22 starters.
If you turn over a team 4 times, should you not keep them under 30 points?
You should win.
So if you get in the Super Bowl and you're like, all right, guys, let me think about this. If we can turn them over 4 times, they're still going to score 30. So if we don't get 4 times, they're going to score 40.
Yeah, but we still want to sit back and say that's why I'm wearing the Cleveland Browns.
When has Cleveland nothing but lies?
When has Cleveland ever won it? They couldn't beat Pittsburgh last year.
Terry, they won the playoff game last year.
They could not beat Pittsburgh for the regular season title.
They beat Pittsburgh.
They beat
in the
Pittsburgh
playoffs
in the regular
year.
season, Terry. So just you're smoking weed.
No, I'm not.
Can we pick?
We can.
Okay.
Who won the regular season? It wasn't
They
Cleveland.
They split.
It
Terry.
wasn't Cleveland.
Who won the playoff game?
Who won the playoff game?
What are
Terry?
you talking about?
And he's going to drink his ice now. Just forget it. Can we? He drinks his ice like an excuse, like he can't say anything. See, I was with you on some points, Terry, till you went stupid on me, and I have to abandon you.
Eagles at Falcons. Falcons favored by 3 at home.
I like the Falcons. Eagles quarterback situation's not real good. Of course, the Falcons aren't real good either.
I like Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Favored at home. I think the Eagles might have the best quarterback room in the NFL from top to bottom.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Hurts and Minshew and
Joe Flacco.
Is Flacco on the practice squad, or are they dressing 3?
I don't know the exact
Somebody's
depth
on the
chart.
practice. They're not dressing 3 quarterbacks.
Well, they might.
No. Nobody does that.
All right, Tom. So I got to look it up now with 3 minutes left in the game to see if Joe Flacco is the third-string quarterback.
No.
All right. Steelers at Bills. Terry, who you got in that game? Sorry about you. We skipped you on that one.
I'm used to that. I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go Eagles.
You going who?
He's going Eagles.
Philadelphia. I'm gonna take them. I shouldn't, but I am.
He likes Hurts.
All right. The next game then is Steelers at Bills. Tom, fun. I got a fun stat for you real quick.
Bills win at home.
Josh Allen, since 2018, has more rushing touchdowns than Ezekiel Elliott. 25-24. Bills favored by 6.5.
I like Buffalo
at home.
Yeah, Buffalo at home.
Steelers.
Eagles are taking 3 quarterbacks. Joe Flacco is second. Minshew is third.
Wow.
Told you they got a good room.
Almost never do that anymore.
Steelers at Bills. Terry, did you say Steelers?
Yep.
I think they outshoot them in week 1. I agree. Steelers over Bills. All right, Vikings at Bengals. Bengals, the underdogs. Vikings favored on the road by 3.
Yeah, I like the Vikings. It'll be close, but I like the Vikings.
Vikings.
I got the Vikings well, and doesn't make me feel good. Then
Yeah.
I'm not big on the Bengals or Burrow and his injury come back yet. 49ers at Lions. 49ers favored by 8.5. Garoppolo is supposed to possibly be starting.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers.
So neither one of you feel good about the Jared Goff experience in Detroit. Arizona at Tennessee. Titans favored by 3, hosting the Arizona Cardinals.
A mild upset. I like Arizona to go over there and beat them.
Tom, you liked the Cardinals a lot last year. Be careful. Mm-hmm. Be careful. I'm going to go Titans as well, Terry.
Don't they have J.J. Watt now? Cardinals?
I think so.
Yeah.
They've done some things, but the quarterback's also 4'2". Seahawks at Colts. Colts are actually the underdog. Wentz is not starting, so I don't know if that's going to change. Seahawks as well. All right, Terry. Chargers at Washington. Washington's favored by 1.
At Washington?
Yes.
Washington.
Yeah, give me Washington at home.
Chargers. Ruin Ron Rivera's day. How about the Sam Darnold Bowl? Jets and Zach Wilson in Carolina. And Terry, if the Jets beat them after you take their quarterback and they draft one, and because you won like 1 or 2 extra games last year with Bridgewater, now this quarterback situation is crazy. Will Panthers fans' hair light on fire this week if they can't beat the Jets?
No. Panthers will beat the Jets.
Will win. Yeah,
Panthers favored by 4. Jets win. Jaguars at Texans. This might be the game in hell this week, boys. I was looking for the game that they'll be showing. The Jets and Panthers is a pretty close one, but Jaguars and Texans got a rookie quarterback against Tyrod Taylor in Houston.
2 teams in disarray, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are starting to get it straightened out, so I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
That's who I took, Jacksonville.
Browns at Chiefs, $96, 4:00, CBS.
Yeah, it's actually a 4:25 game, I think. Man, it's tough. I want to go with my Browns. Want to go with my heart, but I tell you what, Clowney's already on the injury list. We haven't even started. Beckham's on the injury list. Delphin's on the injury list. It's like his injury list is 10 guys. But I'm going with my heart. Browns are going to go in there and find a way to win.
No, Chiefs win. Mahomes can pass deep. Nobody out there to stop him.
They've revamped the whole secondary.
The more than likely thing that will happen.
They got Greedy Williams back.
The more than likely thing that will happen, Tom, is the Browns the last few years
Troy Hill.
Seems like they just throw a dumper in the first few games, and this is one of those that could be. That.
I know. I can't pick against the Browns.
But if they run the ball, who's going to stop them?
I know.
They can run.
That's true.
If the Browns run the ball, my God.
And keep time of possession.
They got to shorten the game.
Let's go Browns by 3. I'll go hard on that one. But my problem is, are they going to show Dolphins and Patriots on TV around here?
I hope not. No, it's going to be Browns and the Chiefs. That's going to be the game of the week.
I don't know, but they do that local stuff. You never know. Dolphins at Patriots. Tua versus Mac Jones. Alabama quarterbacks.
Miami.
If 2 Alabama quarterbacks play, don't you got to pick a tie?
I think it's going to be
some awful quarterback play in this game.
Patriots
It's
at
going
home.
to be 7-3.
They were nice to the Dolphins to let them go up to New England in September and not December, Terry.
I'm picking Miami to win this one there, Terry. Packers at Saints, Green Bay by 3.5.
Jameis Winston, quarterback of the
Against
Saints.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Green Bay.
Packers all around. That game's actually being played in Jacksonville because of the storm.
Storm, yeah.
Broncos at Giants. Now, this game might be in hell. You got Bridgewater versus Daniel Jones.
Broncos.
Giants at home.
Some idiots could spend $70 to watch this game. Bears at Rams. Rams favored by 7.5.
Rams.
We'll go Rams.
The Matt Stafford era begins with a win.
I was about to say the Andy Dalton era begins with a win.
I like Andy Dalton, but I think that it's really a matter of time until Fields takes that position.
Ravens at Raiders. Baltimore favored by 4, even though half their team is hurt.
Yeah, L.A. Raiders.
Yeah, it's actually the Las Vegas Raiders.
I said Oakland. We're all
No, we're not all wrong. I'm correct. Okay, you two are wrong. Let's get that straight.
It doesn't matter. They're still the Raiders.
In a democracy,
no
Terry,
matter
our two wrongs would cancel out. You're right. So neener.
I'm going to pull an
wrong,
Abraham Lincoln. It's one eye,
You're
two
wrong,
nays.
too.
The eyes have it. Abraham Lincoln after a cabinet meeting.
All right, that's our picks this week. I do got one trivia question for Tom. See if he can guess this. Who said this quote? And I think you will. Oh, I got a Brown stat. With 11 more victories this year, Baker Mayfield would move into the top 5 of most victories ever for Browns quarterbacks.
Wow.
Won 11-5 last year.
Doesn't take
There's
long.
your Browns one. Terry, Tom Brady is now 6-0.
He is.
Versus the Dallas Cowboys.
6-0 against them. He's never lost to these 3 other teams.
Tom, who said
the Giants. No, he did lose to the Giants.
Tom, who said it? Democracy is 2 wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. Liberty is a well-armed lamb contesting that vote.
I don't know. That's a great quote.
Ben Franklin. That's one of my favorites of all time. September 11th, folks, have a good weekend. We didn't really get to it. I forgot to it early. Maybe we can mention it next week where we were and all that other stuff. And I totally forgot about that till the end of the show. And
just take a moment of silence and prayer and reflection to remember the sacrifices that many of our first responders made and carry that baggage with them to this day.
I don't know if I'm speaking
remember them.
For you guys, but and looking at it as far as the negative point of it, I hate to see where we've come in a lot of places in 20 years since it happened. A lot of kids don't know the people that don't know that didn't live it. I know this for my generation is RJFK. I know you might have seen it. Others may have seen that, and then you the things we're going through now. You some people forget that this country and the freedoms that we're supposed to have and the bastion of the world. The world is supposed to look at us and our freedoms, and some people take those for granted and want other things and want to control other people. And the quote I'm reading for you, and then Patrick Henry, give me liberty, give me death.
Well, I think is people argue about what true patriotism is. I mean, everybody can do the low initiative activities, but you go into a burning building to save people. That's patriotism.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that is patriotism, and
also,
people need to understand.
And just like the winners winners of war write the history. And as far as one man's terrorist is another man's. I mean, George Washington was a terrorist to the British, right? So one man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter is another way to look at some of those as well. So
the thing,
but real quick, Terry, I was in college when this happened to me. Being in real quick in media and stuff, I paid attention. I knew about all the stuff, the protests in the 70s and stuff. And my biggest thing is, am I getting drafted? Is the campus going to be full of war protests and all this other stuff? And where are we going to go? It was an immediate think of what's about to happen as far as that. But I do, for everyone that does risk their lives, you thank you, and then the military and everyone that went to Afghanistan and did join the military and did what they did, and for the last 20 years. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, the thing I always remember, they always say the dawn of a new day is when we got up the next day and no planes were in the air.
Yeah,
and
that's I mean, it's something that's going to stay with you forever. But I was just listening to some of the interviews of the people who were there that day and, responded that day. And it's just, the guy made the quote, it never goes away. And it never goes away. And that's what people have to remember. Oh, it's 20 years ago. It never goes away. That'll go with you. If you lost your brother, if you lost a loved one.
And it does not seem 20 years.
If you were a first responder and watched one of your buddies lose his life trying to save others, that doesn't go away. So just remember the sacrifices that your military and your first responders make for you. Sometimes we don't understand.
All right, folks. JP, play it away for us. We'll see you next Saturday. Don't forget, next Friday night, we'll have 4 games next Friday as well. And we'll have some more highlights and more on the Red Zone channel, post-game show, all around. So thanks for tuning in. Saturday morning sports talk, KTCBroadcasting.com.